What's going on, everybody? Today's episode of the podcast is, of course, brought to you by G Fuel Energy. Right now, you can use G Fuel code DannyD for 30% off until Tuesday. After that, it's going to go back down to 10%. But using that code directly supports my content and keeps this podcast coming. Today's guest doesn't really need an introduction. This guy's done a lot to put TikTok on the map in the Twitch gaming scene. I want to give him a big thank you for making episode 50 of this podcast a special one. Please welcome jordy2d. All right, boom, we're recording.
Mint.
Thanks again for doing this, man.
Ain't no problem at all.
I know you're a busy guy.
Honestly, I'm not. I just have a really shitty schedule.
I gotcha. Yeah, it's especially this week in particular, it's been crazy, man. With the weather, and then my wife with her medical issues, just been rough. Like I had to cancel yesterday's stream, but trying to get back on track. Streams have been weird too. Like I don't know if it's just a combination of people having their freedom back, you know? They can go out and do stuff again, and then school getting out, so people are going on vacation.
Yeah.
So
I noticed a lot of people's numbers have been kind of dipping a little bit. I think that could be it, right? Like it's summer and pandemic is just done. So a lot of people, are spending a whole lot of time like Peter, which I think is honestly for the best. I think for our careers, obviously it's beneficial for people to watch us constantly and stuff like that. But I think like over quarantine, people have just mentally regressed. Like they're just like, you just like read the TikTok comment sections.
oh yeah,
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like socially we've regressed by like 3 years because of this pandemic. Like everyone is like just saying the wildest shit on comment sections on Twitter, like starting fights all the time, and it's like, man, like I can't fucking wait for these people to go back outside. I'll take a couple hits to my viewers, man. I will take it as long as I can just, see that every day.
This is like your full-time thing though, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
And you're not in the creator fund, right? Because it's not available in Canada?
Mm-mm.
So is your main income streaming?
Yep, pretty much. And I just started doing YouTube. Like just recently I kind of jumped on that bandwagon super late, but I was like, frig it. Yep. But honestly, YouTube, like, I don't know what's the best way I can put this, but like YouTube is like a good form of income. Like if you can keep up with it, and like I know you have been keeping up with it, and I've been kind of, I'm trying to get the stuff in place where like, I have editors and stuff that can do stuff for me, but like it's, it's steady and it's nice, right?
Yeah. Because your videos keep making money. With TikTok, it's only the first 3 days that they make money. So, yeah.
And even then streaming, like you take a couple days off streaming, man, like you're not gonna have those videos like from like uploaded last month still picking up views and still picking up that slack, like with YouTube, it's like every upload you have, you're adding more to your catalog. So the bigger catalog you have, like you can go a month of posting and still make some kind of income as like, for your job, even if, that's not, no one recommends not posting for a month, but having that catalog still makes you a couple extra bucks and stuff like that. So the more you post, like the more, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
More momentum.
I got some vacation stuff coming up finally after like a year of not taking any time off. And I thought about it, and it's really not taking time off completely, even when on vacation, because, uploading TikToks and YouTube videos, it's still putting content out there. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But now the creator funds I know a lot of people complained they thought it hurt their views and stuff, but I didn't see any of that. Neither did my brother, sister, anybody else that I saw start, and then join it.
Yeah. I've heard people say it does, people say it doesn't. Like the Bentist had told me, like, he's like, it doesn't hurt your views. Yeah. And I think the whole, I don't know if it's true or not. Like, I really, like, to be honest, I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Again, I have no stake in it. I'm not in the creator fund. I have no intention on the creator fund. I do well, like, on a lot of other platforms. Like, I don't even want to take the risk of changing how my videos are in the algorithm or anything. Right? I like how my videos are. Like, I don't want to change anything. But I know a lot of that was started by people who had just joined the creator fund, like back when it first came out, and their views dipped. And then they just started, like, complaining and saying it was a creative fund, but in all reality, like, they're doing the same renegade dance 15 times a day. Like, let's be honest, like, it's not the creator fund. Your content's just kind of,
Yeah, I definitely think it's just people looking for something to blame, combined with, especially at the beginning, just everybody jumping on it because they can make money now. You know, that's obviously going to cause a hit.
100%.
But speaking of TikTok, man, it's been a shit show lately, to be honest.
Yeah,
everything going on.
It's rough. What's your complaints with TikTok right now?
I mean, I wasn't gonna get into specifics, and you like freaked out when I mentioned it on stream. But I won't get into specifics, obviously. But I talked to TikTok because my brother got banned twice on each account, so 4 times total. Yeah. And then my wife got banned for a week, and her account had 640K. And I knew that it had to do something with spam reporting. So once my wife got hers banned, I thought I was next, bro. And people said they were trying. They're like, "I'm spamming you." And I'm like, "Oh man, any day, bro."
Yeah, that's why I don't want to mention. Like, obviously, it's fine. We're talking about it here, right? Because it's more of like a relaxed, and it's your community. But like my community is like a lot of the viewers coming to my Twitch chat are like just like people like filtering in and out, right? So I don't trust a lot of people in there, right?
Yeah.
You can say anything, and they'll run with it. Like I think I was also on maybe I might have been streaming live on TikTok at the time too, or something like that. I don't know. So I didn't I was for some reason I think maybe my thought process was like, don't say it because TikTok chat can hear, but that doesn't make sense at all because they can't hear like us on Discord or
when you said something, I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't talk about it on here. Yeah, you had a lot of people watching.
Like, I had someone report my thing and I got my like TikTok live like banned for like 24 hours, and someone went and commented on my shit, and they said, hey, I just want you to know that. The reason you got banned off of your live stream wasn't because of snowflakes or anything like that. It's just because you stream all the time and I don't like it. And it's like, dude, it's my fucking job. Like, what are you doing? Is he gonna be such like a weirdo? And I was like, all right, man, have fun getting your fucking account banned because I want to hit up my rep at TikTok and then just like, or at least let them know that you're false reporting people because like I had done nothing, right?
Yeah.
But like, how it seems like it's working now, you see all these innocent accounts like get banned and. Like, you know, like you just said, it looks like there is like I don't know what the threshold is, but like it's almost like I gotta fluff my mic. It's almost like a certain amount of reports and you just get banned.
Yeah, nobody's safe because I don't know if you saw is it Harabi Lame? I always get his name wrong. He's like the second biggest on TikTok right now.
I've seen a couple. He's massive. I haven't seen a whole lot of his videos on my For You page, to be honest.
So somebody made a TikTok saying that at his pace that he was going to pass Charlie D'Amelio by the end of the year, and it went viral. Mm-hmm. So Charlie D'Amelio's fans spam reported him. He had his account taken down for a week.
Yeah,
and he had like 60 million at the time. Nobody's safe.
Yeah, and it's like there's definitely is like the less amount of followers you have, the easier it is to get.
Oh yeah,
100%.
So my brother would get his taken down in like half an hour of being back up.
Yeah. And it makes no sense, man. Like I have like a rep at TikTok, you know, I know someone over there and like if I have any issues, like they're like, hey, just come to me about it, right? So like that guy false reporting my stuff. I'm like, hey, this guy's false reporting stuff. So, you know, I'm assuming that hopefully he's related to the certain people so that when he reports people now, or, you know, like if he has a history of false reporting, he can be like suspended for a week or something like that, or get some kind of penalty, something, dude, because you shouldn't be able to do that, right? Like to a degree, like it's putting in those false reports, like false reports on YouTube are illegal, right? Like false copyright strikes, stuff like that. So I don't know what they're reporting it as, like intellectual property, like theft or something.
Like TikTok basically like said, yeah, it's this. We're trying to fix it. Like I said, I won't say on here because I don't want it to be even more known. But it's really stupid, and it has to do with TikTok paying fines and stuff. They're just overprotective right now, and by doing that, they caused a bug.
Yeah.
So,
but like, even though like my second account has been banned 3 times now, I think
it's banned right now, isn't it?
I don't think so.
I looked.
It is,
bro. I'm sorry, man. That's
dude. No shot. Oh my god. I haven't posted on there. I haven't posted on there in so long. I just posted once the other day, and that's it. Like I haven't posted in like a month, or 2 months almost, or something like that on that account, dude.
How many followers do you have on there?
Like almost 200, almost 300K, maybe.
Oh yeah, like that. It's not hard for them to do it at all.
It's like that's a perfect example, dude. I'm not even exaggerating this. I actually had no clue it was banned until you just told me.
Yeah, I checked before because I knew you hadn't posted on your like main account in a while. But I was like, I wonder if he's posted on his second. And I was like, oh, it's banned.
Dude, like that's a perfect example, man. I have a rep at TikTok and I hit them up and I say, listen, like, you guys know I'm not doing anything wrong. And I keep getting banned. Like, and I think the reason I get banned on this one is because for impersonation.
Yeah, they because you're verified on your other account, they can definitely use that, which is.
But like,
bullshit,
there's so many people who are verified.
Yeah.
Right. Who have second accounts. So it's like, to be honest, man, I feel like this is gonna be some Alex Jones conspiracy level stuff here. I think there's like groups of people like Discords.
I'm sure.
There has to be, man. There's no shot. Like people who just like want to troll and just like deliberately try to go out of the way to take people's accounts down. Like that's the only way. I don't know if that's it's happening to me. I think it also doesn't help that the formatting of my TikToks, my second account, are the exact same as the ones on my main, right? Like the editing and everything. So like that obviously doesn't help my case, but like my rep at TikTok has a thing. He goes, it's fine. It happens like every couple of weeks. It looks like, man, if I'm posting,
like it feels like they don't have they don't have anything in place to once it starts happening and getting abused for one person, one specific thing. Yeah. They don't have anything to stop it. Like there's nothing in place for it, so it just keeps happening.
Yep, that's crazy, man.
You would think they'd get it together by now, but no.
Yeah. TikTok is a very flawed platform right now, man. There's a lot of... I've noticed, like, I used to say this months ago. I would say, man, IRL TikTok, like the Charlie Doritos and like Addison Rae's, like their comment sections and like the stuff that they, like the harassment they get is wild, dude. Number one, I couldn't imagine being at their age. Like Addison Rae's probably what, 20? Something like that. I don't know. Like I couldn't imagine at 20. And even like Charlie Dorito, she's pretty young too. Like the hate that they get is insane, dude. I would just leave the internet, to be honest. Like it's not deserved, clearly, right? Like they literally nitpick everything they do. And the internet a lot of times hates people just for being popular for nothing, right? Even though they're the ones who put them on the pedestal in the first place.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like I'm so glad the gaming community on TikTok is not like this. I'm so glad we're like, it's all about just having fun and making memes and not shitting on people and like, hating on people and like making all these call out TikToks. And sure enough, man, that's what TikTok really has become. I don't know if you pay too much attention to gaming TikTok, man, but like, people.
I honestly don't watch a lot of TikTok. I kind of stopped watching a lot of it just because there's a lot of stupid stuff on there.
Mm-hmm. Like, man, it's crazy. People stream snipe streamers. Cloaksy is a big victim of this.
Yeah.
It's happened a couple times. Where he stream sniped someone, and then they posted on TikTok, I killed Cloaksy, is shitting him. And like they're stream snipers, so he's like, oh man, this person stream sniping, find out who they are in chat, and I ban them. And they post TikTok saying he banned me, and all the comments are like, oh, he banned you because he's mad because you're better. And it's like, dude, like, it's just so stupid, dude. People love also shitting on big streamers, like, and like people, it's weird, dude. Like, I seen one yesterday of someone calling out Huskers for hacking, dude. It's because he shot some guy through like the bushes of a tree. Like, he looked up and he like aimed at a ledge, and it was just a lucky shot, right? Like a lucky spray, and he ended up hitting the guy, right? And then everyone's like, he's hacking. It's like, dude, that guy probably has like 100,000 kills on Warzone, and you see one lucky kill that he gets out of the probably like 10,000 random shots that he takes every week, and he gets one kill, and you guys think he's hacking? Like, come on.
Yeah, that's it. Warzone is really, it's become so toxic with the hacking accusations, man. It's bad. I honestly haven't been playing the game much.
Yeah, it's bad, man. But there is a lot of hackers. Like, you were running customs for a long time. People were stream sniping them and hacking. What do you stream something like and hacking and customs for?
What do you get out of it besides messing with what you're doing? That's all they're doing is mouth breathers, man.
Yeah, and to be fair, I will say I play Warzone, and like, dude, like at 1/4 of the time I get killed, and I'm like, dude, is that guy hacking? And it's like, but at the end of, like, I mean, I think that's different to a degree because I'm not sitting here making call-out posts trying to ruin someone else's career, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm like, oh, that person's stream snap, here, person's hacking, I go about my day, nothing happens, right? But like, number one, we need a good streamer mode in Warzone.
Yeah.
Because that happens all the time. Joel has been talking about this a lot, where he kills someone in game and they're like, Joel, twitch.tv/Joel, and then they spend the rest of their game trying to kill them. I played against a Z-Laner and someone else in a tournament, and we ended up running into guys who were stream sniping Z-Laner in a tournament. And it's like, dude, they're in a tournament. Leave them the fuck alone. And it's like, it's just so weird, dude. But it also does suck that. Oh, sorry, cut you off.
You're fine. What were you gonna say?
It does suck that you even have to like think that people are hacking in the game, though, right? Like I said, I think that sometimes you die in Warzone and you're like, oh man, is that guy hacking? For a couple different reasons. One, there's no anti-cheat. Two, a lot of people don't know this, but the kill cams are not accurate at all to what actually happens. There was a big there was a hackuzation in a couple tournaments where like they were like, this guy's hacking on the kill cam, and they show their perspective, and it looks nothing like that, right? So like it's almost, the kill cams aren't good, and there's also desync in the game as well. Like sometimes they'll be around the corner and stuff like that. So, but I think questioning if someone's hacking is different from like, this guy is hacking and posting on TikTok, right? Like, you know, trying to cover my base so I don't seem too hypocritical. But if I don't know if that makes sense at all.
No, I know you don't like Valorant, but one of the things I like about that is there's literally like no hacking. Tick rate makes it way more fair. You don't get shot around corners and stuff. You know, I think if you got into that, you would like it a lot, man.
Man,
it's a frustrating game at first for sure.
It's just too slow for me.
Slow, but that's where you get that heart pounding when you're like the last one alive.
I get bored.
Really?
I'll be honest.
It's like CS:GO.
It fundamentally maybe, but I'm not good at CS:GO or Valorant, right? So like at the end of the day, I'm like someone who's not good at those games. So like I don't really have too much of my opinion shouldn't hold too much weight. But with CS:GO, I feel like it's faster, and I think the main reason is because like the maps are like, I don't know how to explain it. Like Valorant, you spawn here and the enemy spawns here, right? The round starts, you off one corner and there's your fight. CS:GO, it's like you have like 5 seconds, like you gotta book it across this big map, right? You have to like, you can't just like rotate to another side of the map in 2 seconds, right? You gotta pick and choose. Your movement and your positioning has a lot of weight to how the round plays out, right? You go to the wrong site, like to guard that, and they 5 push like another site, like you can't just get on that right away. You can't just shoot an ability over there, I think another reason too is like, again, like the Valorant maps are so small, but also the rounds start and you have like 15 to 30 seconds of like just downtime of like waiting before like the barriers drop. I hate that barrier thing, dude. I would rather have you 30 seconds being still and then you run, right? But like it almost feels like the round starts, you get to the barriers, and that's when the round actually starts, and then you turn one corner and there's your fight sometimes. And if your fight's not there, you just end up sitting there waiting. I don't know. It just feels weird. I wish those barriers weren't there. I think it slows down the gameplay, makes it feel like there's not much going on. Even if the gunplay and mechanics are similar, I think that running to sight makes the game feel a little more action-packed for me with CS:GO.
Yeah, I've been playing it a lot lately just because I've been looking for something to play. And I used to poop on Fortnite a lot, but I've been playing that a lot lately too, just because anything but Warzone right now for me.
Yeah, but Warzone's rough right now.
I'll try the update tomorrow, right? There's an update? Season 4?
I have no clue anymore, dude. I don't keep up. I wanted to take a couple weeks off Warzone, and then I noticed the update was coming. I was like, got to get back on again.
Bro, they're adding a crashed satellite. Oh my gosh.
They don't know what to do with that game, dude, at all.
And motorcycles.
Are they actually out of motorcycles?
I think so, yeah. But those are going to have issues.
I take back everything I said. I'm on the game 24/7. I'm Warzone. Dude, the vehicles for me in Warzone are the most fun part because they're so janky.
Yeah.
Like driving the buggies around and like just drifting and just like running into people and they get so mad, right? Because I don't know why they never expect you to like actually run into them. They expect you to like do the old like get behind cover and jump out real quick and then gunfight. I'm like, no, I'm hitting you.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do. They just fold every time.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the two scenarios, and I feel like, I don't know, I switch it up whenever that happens. Sometimes I'll jump out, sometimes I'll just go for them. But I don't know. PUBG, like the vehicles in that game, I always thought that was funny because I would literally have people do like a circle around me, and I'd just spray them until they blew up. But in Warzone, they got more health, so like you can't do that.
Yeah, and PUBG, was so fun, dude. I went back and played it like a couple times like over the last like couple months. It doesn't hold up at all. It really doesn't. The game is just really whack.
It's so slow now.
Yeah. They fumbled that so badly, dude. Like it could have been the game, you know?
But I mean, they gave up on it, like literally, because PUBG 2's coming. That's their focus now.
Yeah. Actually, I think that's mobile only, to be honest.
No.
But it feels like they gave up on that like immediately, to be honest. Like in PUBG 2 or not.
I think China's doing like a PUBG Mobile 2 or something. China always has something else going on mobile wise.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was fun, dude. Proximity chat was the best.
Yeah.
I think that's what games are missing, man. Dude, like landing like school or like or like that, you know, somewhere like that, and then like just shit talking to people.
Yeah.
You're down though, and it's just like you can get down and shit talk people. It was so much fun, dude. Like that was I don't know how to explain it, but it was unrivaled. And that game, like that made the game so much better.
Did you play H1Z1? Because I kind of got into PC gaming after that craze had gone.
Same.
Yeah. That looks like that was fun at its prime. It was so clunky, you know?
Yeah.
With the police cars.
People were just starting to PUBG when I got my PC, so I tried to play H1. No one wanted to play with me, so I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, no, even PUBG now, you go in there and like nobody's using their mics. So even the proximity chat's gone. It's just, but
if Warzone had a proximity chat, like I think of it from like a content perspective, right? Like I can understand like having proximity chat in the game runs a lot of issues for younger folk. Like imagine a Fortnite proximity chat, dude. You could just like there's just so many kids on the game, right?
Yeah.
Like to not only scream stuff but also hear inappropriate stuff at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like I can understand that reason. Like maybe there should be like an age gate on it or something. I don't know. I think that's maybe a good way to do it. But the content that came out of like proximity chat for me in PUBG was so good. It was so funny. Like I used to make some like PUBG videos way back, and in one of them, like this little kid was in game chat talking to his teammates and pushing us in school, and he was like, "They're right in here." He goes, "Quiet, quiet," and we can hear him in proximity chat, right? And we're like, "Dude, we can hear you," and he goes, "They're in here, like they're in here." And it was just so funny, like moments like that, like I don't know, they were unrivaled with gaming.
Yeah, like, I mean. Now it's an issue, but before DMCA, it was funny because people would play like James Bond music or Metal Gear Solid music.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah,
it'd be. I'd like them to proximity chat to somehow find a way into gaming somehow again.
Yeah, we'll see. I would hope PUBG 2 would have. I hope they'll do something to make it. They definitely have to do something with the engine because it's so bad now, but it just doesn't live up.
It's abysmal.
Yeah, but as far as other games go, what are you looking forward to? I know Halo for sure. Battlefield.
Yeah, Battlefield's really good.
I feel like people are hyping it up too much, though. Like, I feel like it could be disappointing if people hype it up too much.
I agree. I think gaming is in a very sad, desperate place right now, and I don't know if it's because of the lack of games out. I imagine it probably has something to do with the pandemic, the lack of games that are being developed and coming out and stuff like that.
Sure.
So we're kind of in like a drought. But there's really been nothing, man. Like Warzone and Valorant are what's it. And I honestly don't think this is gonna be a controversial take. I don't think Valorant's I don't really like it that much. And I think its popularity is, you know, stems from the mismanagement of CS:GO and Overwatch, right? So you have those two crowds definitely looking to fill that void, and they go to Valorant, and also the lack of actual other games coming out. Like I'm like, if there was like a CS:GO 2 or an Overwatch 2 also dropped the same time, how well would Valorant really be doing, right? I think like I don't know, I feel like all those crowds went to Valorant. And I think the same thing is like with Warzone too. Like, you know, Warzone is like, you know, one of those games right now. And I'm like, will Warzone really be that game after these other games come out if they're, you know, when they're good? Like I don't think Halo Infinite shot with a BR.
No.
At all. I don't think so. I wish it would, but I don't think it is.
Oh, so you don't think they're coming out with one at all?
Not off launch, no.
Definitely not off launch.
I think Halo 5 did this where at launch they didn't have Forge or theater mode. And I think that's a massive, massive loss because I look like, you know, I've been playing a lot of Halo 3 recently. We played the other day. Where Halo 3 dropped with like an epic campaign, an amazing multiplayer with a perfect rank system right out of the box. It had theater mode, which was, I think that was like the first game to have a theater mode. And then I could be wrong with that, but
I think you're right.
And then Forge, which you can make your own maps. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
those were like that's where
The content, the content, man, with Forge.
It would, yeah, a $60 game coming with that right out of the box, like that's unheard of nowadays. Really is. And Halo 5 didn't drop with any of that stuff, and it didn't have split screen, and the multiplayer and campaign sucked. The only two things it dropped with sucked. Right? Like it's like,
I mean, once Bungie left Halo, I kind of just didn't really touch it much. I think I got Halo Reach and I was like, this just isn't the same.
They did Reach too, though. That's the thing. They did Reach, but Reach,
did they?
I feel like Reach. I didn't like Reach either. I loved Halo 3.
I honestly think it's because they were packing up bags. You know, like they were just checked out. Like
it was the last game
they had. Yeah,
the last game to fulfill their contract.
And Destiny just didn't do it for me, man. Like I see what they were doing, but it just wasn't up my alley.
I think that was partially because their partnership with Activision. They went back on a lot of stuff they had clearly cut out content of the game. And from what I've heard, they don't talk too fairly about Activision and their time in their partnership. From what I've seen, or I don't.
Yeah,
but
I really think Titanfall 3 could be a big game when that comes out with the success of Apex. Which, what about Apex? The arena mode's all I play. I don't like the battle royale style of that one. It just seems like too big with too few people. So it's boring for like the first 10 minutes, and all of a sudden there's too many people to kill.
Yeah,
but arena
that's a big
cool.
thing. I'm gonna try arena mode. People ask me about it all the time, and I say I love Titanfall 2. I bought original Xbox One I bought the bundle with the Titanfall. I loved it. Titanfall 2, I think, is one of the most slept on games in the past decade. I think I don't know when did Titanfall 2 come out actually. One second, let me Google this. Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 came out in October 2016.
I was gonna say 17. Yeah.
In my opinion, probably the best FPS game to come out of the 2010s.
That campaign too. I don't know if you're a campaign guy, but I thought the campaign for 2 was great, man.
I'll be honest. I heard it's amazing. I didn't play it yet. I'm going to play it on stream eventually.
You should, man. Like the relationship between like the main character and his Titan is done really well. Like you actually care about the Titan and stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah, I'll play it eventually. I've only heard good things about it, and I have no doubt that it is.
Yeah,
it is amazing. If it's even near the quality as the multiplayer, that game was super slept on. It also released between Call of Duty and Battlefield. That's why.
Oh yeah, there was just no way it was going to compete with those two games.
Like, yeah.
Because which Battlefield came out at the time? Was it 4?
I think so. I think that Battlefield.
My favorite Battlefield was 3. I loved Battlefield 3.
Battlefield might have been Battlefield. No, Battlefield. I think it's Battlefield 1.
Really? Because Battlefield 1 was fun for a bit, and then it just died all of a sudden. Battlefield 5 I didn't even touch.
Yeah, I haven't touched the last couple Battlefields. But
what about
Battlefield 1?
Battlefield Hardline, Cops and Robbers. I
didn't touch that either.
I tried the multiplayer. I think I got it on sale or with the EA Pass or something. Multiplayer is so lame, dude. It's so small and no vehicles.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to what the new one brings.
Yeah.
At the very least, like to me, at the end of the day, man, like I just want some content, right? I just want to be able to play something on stream and have fun. Because like I don't know if you watch my streams, man. I've been miserable trying to play Warzone, dude.
I've been watching, man. You know, I watch.
It's not fun. It's not fun right now, man.
Yeah.
Like I just don't like how they've handled the game. I think that they're making slight improvements, but I don't think they're coming fast enough. And it's like, and also at the same time, it's like we talked about the drought. They don't have any competition. They don't have to,
Yeah. Just play Rebirth, Jordy.
Dude, I hate Rebirth, man. Rebirth is not a battle royale. Rebirth is a mix of battle royale multiplayer, and I'm getting so sick of kids telling me to play Rebirth. But I will say this though. Rebirth, they did an update where they changed the lighting and everything like that. It looks gorgeous. It looks really good. It looks like the old color palette of Warzone, but more vibrant. And I'm like, damn. I might have to switch over. Just so I don't have to deal with this blue tinted game anymore.
Yeah.
God, so stupid. They just made the entire Warzone map and like color palette blue. It looks so bad. You can't see anything either.
Yeah, I played a couple games of it on stream the other day. It was all right. Like, to me, it just doesn't feel like it has the same stakes, because you just respawn for most of the match.
You don't, right? And like, you can get people will upload. I always see these kids on TikTok talking shit about other streamers, right? They'll be in your comments saying, "You suck at this game," right? And you go on their profile and it's like, dude, you're uploading like Rebirth quickscopes, man. What are you doing? And it's like,
might as well be playing multiplayer.
Exactly. It's not the same stakes as Verdansk. At all times, I feel like people don't never have 3 plates in for one. You respawn with your guns when you die.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you can get away with like making bad plays with no repercussions, right? You can go for those quickscopes and 2 pieces and 3 pieces all you want, but it's not Verdansk, right? You're not going to make those. You can't make those plays in Verdansk. And I mean, it is, obviously partially just due to the lack of people and stuff like that, but like, you know what I mean, right? There's no tension. There's no stakes.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's multiplayer. And if you like that, that's fine. But Warzone is a different, Verdansk is different.
Were you a sniper in Battlefield at all?
Not really, no.
Dude, I mean, people talk about crazy sniper shots. Oh, I'm the best sniper in Warzone on TikTok. Just wait till Battlefield, dude. That's a big boy sniper game. Like, you hit snipes like a mile away.
I couldn't hang in Battlefield sniping. I was also playing on console too. It's console Battlefield. The movement never felt good. It always felt clunky, like you're wading around in mud, like your character's never doing what they're actually supposed to be doing. It was rough.
Yeah, be ready to see people fly up in planes, jump out, shoot somebody, and get back in. Like, everybody's gonna be trying to do that. But
yeah,
I mean that game's just cool because there's vehicle battles that feel like their own thing. One of them really focused on the air battles a lot more. Like, there was more planes that spawned and stuff, so it felt like that was its own thing. Like, there's air battles going up above you all the time, and then they kind of shied away from that. And that, like, World War I, that one was kind of funny because the planes were so like shitty and slow, But I know they had a map in there where, like, I don't know if you actually drove the Zeppelin, but there was a Zeppelin and everybody's trying to blow it up, stuff like that. So
I think the vehicle battles are fun. Like, again, it's like one of my favorite parts of Warzone is driving around vehicles and like doing these rushes and stuff like that. Like, I think it adds like a fun element. And I think that the more vehicles they add to the game, the better. To be honest, like, give me some more variety. Like you said, like a motorcycle. Oh my god, I can't wait. Right? I hope it's fast.
That'll remind me of PUBG because there was a motorcycle in that one, right? With like the little side cart.
Yeah. PUBG. I feel like a lot of PUBG. Looking back on it, you spend a lot of time running from gas.
Oh yeah, those maps are insanely big.
Yeah. It was fun though. That game definitely had some.
That game is what got me to try streaming though, because I watched Dr. Disrespect a lot. So
yeah.
And playing
the game
PUBG.
had a lot of funny moments, right? Like, it had a lot of, like, I don't know. That's how I see games like that I enjoy. Like, I can play Warzone and when I want to try hard, I can kind of try hard a little bit, but I can have these funny moments the car flips over and kills me, right? Or like, I'm like teabagging someone. Like, I posted a clip the other day. I was teabagging someone who I knocked, and then I got sniped by a different guy, right? And it was like a funny reaction. Like, content like that, like, at the end of the day, it's all that matters to me. And I feel like, a game like Valorant, like, for example, like, I feel like it would definitely be harder for me to get those moments, right?
Yeah, with all that people care about content-wise of Valorant is getting aces and, like, you're like 1 health and you wipe the whole team or something. Like, it's never anything fun. It's just intense moments, you know?
And I could see it being fun for streaming, but like, I'm all about having those stupid moments in gaming, right? Like, where,
yeah,
I troll Spidey or something like that, or
yeah. I mean, you could definitely do something with that with the abilities and piss people off. You like wall them while they're trying to shoot somebody, or there's content there.
Yeah.
If you don't care about actually being good at it.
Yeah, that's the thing about battle royales. Like, everyone's like, I'm so tired of battle royales, but at the same time, it's like, I get that, but it's something new every time, right? And I think it's because there's so many different ways to play.
Yeah.
You can have games of Warzone that don't play out the same at all. Like, sorry to burp. That's also probably a lot of the reasons people like Battlefield, because maps are so big and there's so much variety, right? And that's what BRs are to a lot of people. that same wonderment you get of large scale battlefield wars. You get that on Warzone. You used to get that on Fortnite. You used to get that on PUBG, you know? And I think that, like, you know, that to me is what I enjoy, like that kind of content, that randomness. You never know you're gonna get. That's also kind of why SVMM pissed me off a little bit. I used to like load into Fortnite maps, man. Like I played Fortnite when it first came out. I loved it. And I used to love landing on that island, man. And I'm like, dude, this could be the game. I'm in a game with Ninja. You know, I could run a Dr. Disrespect, you know, at Tilted Towers. Anything could happen, right?
Yeah.
And now you load into a Fortnite match, and like the new updates are fun. They have some, you know, some okay stuff, but there's also half the players are bots, and the other half is like catered, spoon fed to you from SPMM. And then Warzone, on the other hand, is like, it's like, all right, you had one fun game, have fun the next hour in absolute agony.
Yeah.
Like you win one game or two games on Warzone, they're like, all right, well, is Tfue online? Like, let's throw in your lobby really quick.
Yeah, I mean, Cold War is the perfect example of that, because that was just atrocious, man.
Nobody
it was
likes
not fun at all.
No, and it didn't sell well. And the sales and the player base really do represent that, and it makes me happy.
And
I mean, I think
it sounds like World War II. This next one coming out is going to be a very similar situation. So it could be a really bad time for Call of Duty.
Well, like they haven't talked about it at all, right? I think maybe the title got leaked, Vanguard. People are still talking about if it's there's still speculation of if the game's actually canceled or not, right? A lot of people are saying like, oh, the game's canceled. You know, that's what's leaked. So us not knowing anything about it, and we're like, what? How many months away are we from it? Like 4 or 5, maybe.
Supposedly the reveal event in Warzone's coming in August.
I feel like I don't know what the usual time frame is, but
I don't know. If you ask me, I think Call of Duty should go to 2-year cycles. I think that would fix it a lot.
I think 2-year cycle and run on the Modern Warfare engine.
Dude, Modern Warfare, definitely, in my opinion, one of the best Call of Duties in, 5-6 years, something like that? Like, I like Black Ops 2. I think that was the last one that I really liked.
Modern Warfare, to me, had a lot of issues. But it was also, it felt the best movement-wise, and that's why I like the Warzone engine so much, right? Because it's the Modern Warfare engine. You know, it feels good running around in that game. You know, the movement doesn't feel clunky. Treyarch, to me, has always had better gunplay, but more stiff.
Mm-hmm.
And Infinity Ward games have always felt more fluid and more, more bullshitty.
Yeah.
But I think that if Modern Warfare had better maps at launch, the time to kill wasn't so slow, and there were some other updates, it wasn't so fast. Sorry, you die way too quick in that game.
Yeah,
2 bullets.
I was gonna say, I think it's the other way around. But I hopefully if they take that stuff that they learned, Modern Warfare 2, the second, I think they're saying they're gonna do Roman numerals to try and distinguish themselves from the last Modern Warfare 2 to avoid confusion. But
yeah,
I think that has the opportunity to be one of the best Call of Duties ever, man. If they really listen, but if they don't, Call of Duty's gonna. I mean, everybody says, Call of Duty's dead, but they're still breaking records and stuff. So it's, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's weird.
The thing is, and SPMM felt like SPMM appeared in this game, right? It was always there, but it was never too
you never
hard.
Felt it that bad.
Yep, and that was good, right? And the devs always say it was always in the games. It was never this bad though, right?
Yeah.
Another thing is too, I think Call of Duty, when Call of Duty sales are low and they get scared, they try to imitate competitors. They tried to imitate Titanfall, right? Titanfall, literally they posted a trailer about jetpacks, and the next 3-4 Call of Duty games were based around jetpacks, right? Because they were like, that's what's popular right now, that's what's hot, and they went into it. I think Advanced Warfare was kind of okay. The jetpacks were a bit janky, and I felt like I was getting a carpal tunnel playing that game. But I remember watching the Modern Warfare trailers when they first dropped, and I was like, this game looks like Rainbow Siege, and I like Rainbow Six Siege. And I still to this day think that game was built to compete against Rainbow Six Siege. Everyone in the trailer is walking. They have that mounting mechanic. You can peek like stuff, like doors and stuff. I think that in the time to kill so quick, I think it was meant to compete with Rainbow Six, and that's how they wanted to be played. And of course, no one's gonna play it like Rainbow Six. It's Call of Duty, right?
Yeah, no, everybody's sliding around and
Yeah, like if you
drop
go back and
shotting.
watch, yeah, when you get a chance, go back and watch the trailer, man. I'm telling you, they
Which
wanted
one?
that game to be the Modern Warfare,
Oh,
like
okay.
Modern Warfare trailer. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
just like they want it.
I get it. Yeah.
They wanted it to be Rainbow Six Siege. They wanted to compete.
You know, Rainbow is actually one of the games I stopped playing because people on the other team would find out it's me and they'd stream snipe me on that game. So I finally stopped playing it. That one was really bad because that community is so small. And I got featured on like, I think it was Rainbow Six Hub on YouTube for like a 4-piece that I got, and then ever since then people stream sniped me because there's no stream mode in that one either.
Yep, I was complaining when we were playing S&D the other night that Call of Duty needs a streamer mode. I think they actually do have a streamer mode on Modern Warfare, but just not on Warzone.
Yeah.
But I think
sorry for playing so bad. By the way, I was not playing good at all, Halo or that game.
It's fine. It's I don't care. I'm not too concerned. I was just playing games, fucking around, and messed with Spidey, and I bullied him so bad on Warzone last night. We kept calling him P-Boy Gaming, and like that he should rebrand to P-Boy Gaming, and he was getting so mad. So me and Spidey just take turns bullying each other. That's it's content, right? Like my viewers love seeing that, and so I'm trying to do more fun stuff instead of just being like, oh, I'm gonna play Warzone solos and hate my life for 2 hours, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess to get off the topic of gaming though, so when did you start doing TikTok?
Let's see. I'm just gonna get you an exact date for this. I posted.
So I started in April of last year.
I started on March 10th. It looks like.
Okay. And I remember in a way back, I think I was talking to you just in your chat and your stream. You talked about, was it Staples? Like you had applied for a job at Staples and got denied, and like a couple weeks later, your stuff took off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So I was working. Okay, we're gonna make history of jordy2d. I was working. I went to school for 2 years for design. Graphic design, and like communications. I mean, it's whatever. It's hard to explain. So basically, it was like, it was, a lot of graphic design stuff, obviously, and then like we learned about social media, like some business stuff. It was like, about in the industry as well. Kind of like a variety of stuff. And then after that, I took this course, was like essentially a year-long practicum where I'd work like in a 9 to 5, and then I'd go to class a couple times in the evening every week, and I worked at the military, and I would do design work there. So I was like there, I would like do like posters, banners, like stuff like that, like pamphlets, like guides and stuff. I'd modernize old stuff that looks like shit, whatever. Did that for a year. When that ran up, I had a job doing social media management for a company. I was tasked with running a couple accounts for like variety of stuff. Like it was like a lot of sales stuff, like sales coaching, and then there was like some stuff, but like I was doing one that was like a flower shop, and the job sucked. They had no clue about social media at all. Like it was like ran by a bunch of old people. The company itself, like, and I was like, you guys don't know what you're doing. Like, you guys suck. I put in my 3 weeks there, and they basically just said, all right, well, you're putting in your 3 weeks. We hate you. Get the fuck out of here. I was like, all right, whatever, assholes. So then I started working in social media management for like a real estate agent. Did that for a bit. It was okay. She couldn't find a whole lot of use for me. She didn't really understand a whole lot of it either. And then also COVID hit. So, it kind of screwed everything up. But like, around that time, I was like, while I was working that job, I was applying for like a bunch of jobs. So I had like 3 job interviews in 1 week. I think I went to this one for social media management. I drove like 3 hours for one for a graphic design position. And I just went to this other one that was like for like wood engraving or something like that. And, had stuff to do with design. So
yeah,
didn't get any of the jobs. Next week, I was like, all right, I'm going to go apply at Staples. Had the job interview. It went well. Guy sounded like he was going to give me the job. Just didn't call me. And then I was like, all right, whatever. So then I met, it was around this time that I met my current girlfriend. And like, she was streaming at the time. And she's like, "Oh, you should try streaming." I was like, "All right, whatever. I'll try streaming." And so I was posting like Fortnite TikToks, right? Like, just, and then I wasn't really posting too much. I kind of just stopped posting.
Yeah.
Now let's see my content schedule here. I posted, so like I kind of just transitioned over to posting, a little bit of Warzone stuff, right? Because Warzone's popping. So yeah, and I was streaming Warzone, and I started posting Warzone content on TikTok. It starts doing really good. So I'm like posting like stream clips and stuff like that, and it's this was back in June last year, essentially. So last June is when I first posted my first Warzone like stream highlight clip. Then they start to do really well, and then I posted the one where I throw the little kid into the wall with the helicopter.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember when that blew up.
And that's something like, okay, I know what to do now. But they were kind of doing a little bit okay before that, but that was the one where
And then everybody started throwing each other into walls and stuff. ATC tower. Yeah.
So I can make content where I can just do this kind of stuff and just kind of have fun, like I like to do on stream. That clip wasn't on stream, obviously, but you know what I mean, right? Like, so I started posting like stream clips, me trolling people, and then some more skits, like a similar like satire stuff. That's the kind of stuff I enjoy too. So like the kind of content I find funny. So it worked out perfect. Now I start to take off, and then, Staples never called me back, but streaming worked out. So,
Yeah. That's crazy, man. I mean, you hear stories about who was the one who was working at was he working at Taco Bell or got denied for Taco Bell or something like that? And he's still like salty about it. One of the big streamers.
Was it Ludwig maybe?
I don't think so. I don't think it's not Tim. I know it's not Tim.
Probably not Tim, no. But no, I was like making content for like 10 years.
TikTok was just the game changer. Yeah.
Yep. It took I think I was posting I was posting videos for a hot minute, man. Since like 2011. Like I uploaded my first actual video. And before that I was posting some RuneScape stuff. So, probably over 10 years technically, but never had any recognition at all. No one ever watched my stuff. And then, TikTok really did a good job of making an app that feeds people with good content. With YouTube really is like you can make the best video in the world, but if you don't have that install base, you're throwing that out into the wind.
Yeah.
You may as well not even upload to a degree, it's like.
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, TikTok, you can watch, a couple hundred videos an hour or something? Probably even more if you're just flying through it, skipping everything. But YouTube, you watch one video, 15, 20 minutes goes by, you're only watching that one video.
That's true. I think the YouTube algorithm too has kind of shifted over to what advertisers want, obviously, right? The adpocalypse, people talk about that. And there's been a couple other instances like that where they have to change up what gets recommended and what gets ads put on it. And YouTube is obviously they're a business, so that's kind of their priority right now, where they're spoon feeding videos they want you to watch to a degree. But TikTok, especially last year, was the Wild West. You could see they're tightening up really, really tight now. Yeah. But last year was the Wild West. You could see anything on your For You page, man.
Yeah, it was shocking, some of the stuff that would come up all of a sudden. And it would start out with somebody shaking their booty, and all of a sudden, somebody's getting shot or stabbed or something. And it was just like, Jesus.
It's crazy, man. It's insane. It was crazy. Yeah, but I mean, I think how long have you been posting on TikTok for?
Like I said, April of last year, so a month after you started. Because when I was in the military, we weren't allowed to have TikTok because of all the security.
I remember hearing about that. But I think we jumped off the good time. I think it's probably pretty hard to grow following now. I see some people do it.
It's
hard. Call people doing it, but I mean, I think there's
My sister quit TikTok because she said the only people that were coming were people from me. It was just really hard to grow her own audience.
Yeah, that's a big thing with my girlfriend too. She got a lot of followers and doing collabs and stuff with me, but then she's like, well, you know, people don't want to see what I want to, you know, what I want to do. And it's like, well, to a degree, or like a lot of what you're trying to do is you're trying to like, to a degree, like sometimes you're trying to emulate my content, right? You don't, you know, you have the eyes on you. You got to start doing your own stuff now. Like, and she has done an okay job of doing that.
She's a nurse, right?
Yeah, she's not working as a nurse now. She's just doing streaming and content. Yeah.
That's what she was doing?
Yep. Prior to COVID.
It's a rough job, man.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know how much you know about me and like what I did. Like I was doing helicopter search and rescue, so I was kind of like a paramedic almost. So like some of the,
okay.
I just go to the hospital to take my wife to the emergency room and some of the stuff I see. I'm just like, damn, it's a rough job.
Yeah. It's hard. Definitely. I don't think I could do anything like that. Like, you know, there's essentially someone's life is hanging in your hands sometimes. There's a lot of responsibility too, you know?
It's part of the reason why I wanted to get out. Because a lot of times it was, especially I was stationed in San Francisco where the water is really cold. So after, you know, like I think 5-6 hours turns into a body recovery. So those are never fun, you know?
Yeah.
But no, they were going to send me to, because I know you're in Canada, but they were going to send me to either Jersey or Florida. And the jobs that they were going to have me do, first of all, I didn't really want to live in Jersey. Like, it's not really a great state. But they were going to actually, the deployments that they'd send me out, it would be to do air interdiction for the White House. So that sounded cool. But living in Jersey would have sucked. And then the other job was, I qualified for sniper school before I got out to go chase drug runners. But if I didn't pass school, then I was going to be stuck as a full-time mechanic, and I hated being a mechanic.
I heard you mention that somewhere. Maybe it was on stream.
Yeah, people ask about the military all the time, so I always talk about that. You know, that there's definitely parts of the job that you're gonna hate, and so if you're worried that, you know, you might hate something, definitely don't sign up, because once you do, you're stuck for 4+ years. So,
trying to get the blue light. Sorry to cut you off, but I'm trying to get the blue light not shining on my face, like my Windows background. I'm so fidgety. I'm sorry. I keep like looking at my room, and I'm like, at the same time, like just clicking buttons on, just clicking through tabs, just, you know.
Yeah,
I'm super fidgety lately. I just can't keep my attention to one thing. It's awful.
I'm just sitting in here like sweating because it's hot. So I'm like, oh man, gotta move around every once in a while. But I was gonna ask about Sonic. When did that start? Like, where'd that idea come from?
So I had the idea to do Sonic when G Fuel was releasing their Sonic the Hedgehog flavor.
Really? I didn't know that's where it came from.
And I was like, man, wouldn't it be epic if I did this stream when, you know, they release it and I wear a Sonic costume, and like I want to buy the G Fuel, but I'm gonna have like a jug of peach juice under my desk, and I'll like just keep like acting like I'm refilling it and just chugging a bunch of G Fuel like all stream, like 10 cups or, you know, something stupid like that. And I was like, it's gonna do so good. I'm gonna blow up. I'm gonna post a clip on Twitter. No one cared. No one cared at all. I had like the same amount of viewers, like the regular 5 average viewers. I was like, all right, whatever. And then I was like, then after that, I made like the helicopter TikTok. And I was like, all right, like, you know, I want to start making satire content. I have the idea to like have like me playing games with like a really bad mic.
Yeah.
And
do you still do the shit mic? I see people in your chat always like, turn the shit mic on.
Dude, shit mic is fun for like 2 minutes, and it's not fun for like the actual people who want to be there for my stream. It's just like the novelty of coming in once and hearing shit mic and then leaving. You know?
Yeah. I saw a couple people who have tried to like kind of imitate that with costumes and just screaming at them. One guy even did it with the Sonic costume. I don't know if I saw you tweet about it or not, but I was like, bro, how long is that gonna last? Because I just feel like it's funny for like 2 seconds.
There's been a lot of people who kind of like have tried to emulate my content to a degree, like not even just the shit mic and like the Sonic, but like even other stuff, like, which is fine to a degree, but I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't really care anymore. At first, I was like, God, it's fucking stupid. It's like, but I'm at the point right now where I have like 3.2 million followers. Like, at the end of the day, I don't really care that much anymore. Like, you know, as long as someone's not basing their entire identity off of copying my stuff or like, you know, whatever. Then again, you can also be influenced by people's ideas as well, which I've always liked when people like are influenced by my stuff and like they like kind of create something like, you know,
yeah,
like an inspired TikTok instead of like a 1-to-1 copy.
Yeah, it's definitely cool to see somebody do something with an idea that you kind of played with. Like that's true inspiration. That's not, oh, I'm going to do the same thing,
Yep.
Because
100%.
I had some drama. I don't even know how long ago it was now, where there was a couple that was like legit starting beef with me and my wife. And like I had somebody come over and be like, dude, they're like, you don't understand, like, to the extent that they're like watching you and trying to figure out what you're going to do next and all this stuff. And
wait, tell me about this.
I don't want to get into it. Oh
man.
The guy was on my podcast. Like, he was on like the 3rd episode. It seemed like a really nice guy. Like, everything was cool. And then after that, he just like stopped talking to me, and I don't know. It was just really weird. Like, I even like would come and be like, yo, I'm on this game you want to play. And he's like, oh, you got to join the queue, bro. It's like, oh, okay. My bad. And then his TikTok started to look just like mine. And people would keep tagging me like, bro, they're doing the same thing as you, And
he was like, was he like talking shit to you too? Like starting like beef?
No, I got to that. I finally called him out at one point because his people started coming over to me and saying, hey, you're copying this dude, I was like,
yeah,
you kidding me, dude?
Yeah.
I was like, that guy's a poser. And it just popped off from then. Like it was bad.
Yeah. There's only thing probably like the only real direct copies, like sometimes people have posted TikToks where they use this shit mic. They dress up in a costume and they have their girlfriend yelling at them. Like, all you do is play this game and you never get off, which is a 1-to-1 copy of something, but like they do it on like different games, stuff like that. And I'm like, hey man, that's fine, right? I don't even expect you to tag me in it. It's cool, it's whatever. I'm at the point right now where I'm so big, like I'm not gonna get upset about stuff like that. I probably would have when I was a lot smaller, but now I don't really care. But then they're in the comments, people are like, hey, this is copying the Sonic guy. And they're like, I bet he stole from someone else, so it's fine. It's like, okay, that's where you're drawing a line there, buddy. When you're like, I bet I could find him stealing it from someone else on YouTube. There's no original ideas anymore. It's like, that was like, I mean, it's just so stupid. I try not to, you could probably, if you went through all my catalog of stuff, you could probably, and search through every video on the internet, you could probably find like something close to, someone else done something close before me, 100%, right? I'm not the inventor of everything. Like this shit mic idea, like I didn't come up with that idea. Obviously, right? Like I didn't invent using a bad webcam mic. If the person who like kind of gave me inspiration and like the idea to use it was Too Mad, if you're familiar with him at all. He's a YouTuber, and he talked about it on a Cole One's podcast, but he found this mic that has really bad quality. And I was like, this webcam. I was like, that's my webcam. I have that webcam. So I was like, I'll use it for this one thing. And he was the guy who made that meme where it's like, hey, good night, girl. We can Skype tomorrow. And then he falls back. If you ever seen that one,
I don't think I have. I'll have to look it up.
And he used the webcam mic for that. And it's like, I used webcam mic also, but like it's like a completely different piece of content, right?
Yeah.
So like obviously like you can find like comparisons and stuff, but I try not to to make anything close to someone else has done.
The way that I started, where my stuff really, like, people started coming over to my stream, it sounds so embarrassing talking about it now, but it was like those struggle of a small streamer type videos, you show your come up, and I started straying away from those, and then there was like a dip, and so I was like, oh, I'll just go back to those, and I saw this guy do one. And those TikToks, everybody does the same thing. It's always the same, start with 0 viewers, and then it goes up to 1 or 2, and you're all happy, and then maybe it goes up to 5, and all of a sudden, boom, back to 0, and you're like all depressed, And so I did one just like this guy, and everybody was like, you're copying so-and-so. And I was like, oh, here we go. Not doing those anymore, But It was funny because it's like everybody was doing them at the time, Once a certain style of video gets kind of like beaten to death, then that's when like accusations really start, I feel like, because people are just tired of it anyways. But and then I that time was kind of rough because like I didn't really know where I wanted to go with my content. I thought about kind of going more towards family stuff, but at the same time, I've never really said I'm family friendly because I don't want to be, like that's just, I've always kind of like cussed here and there and stuff like that to kind of distinguish myself from that. But and like it's funny too because I'll have kids, please don't cuss, my mom watches this or whatever. I'm like, get out of here, kid, I don't care. But I tried doing like the critique thing, which is a totally like, there's people who are good at it and they write a certain line where like it's funny, it's not being an asshole. But I was in a bad mood, so I just came off as an asshole. And It turned out that the person that I critiqued, it was her birthday, the day I posted it, and so that made it worse. And then like I told you, that's when Lucci, like somebody had posted it on Twitter, because I guess they were on the same team as this person. And then so like everybody who had been associated with that team was like, oh fuck this guy, you know, like they just kind of shit on me. And then Lucci was he called me like a troll and posted like it was like the little girl where she's like looking all like weirded out, you know, in her car seat. I was like, oh man, because I told my wife, it's like, I think I should just delete it, you know, like it is kind of mean. But then I was like, I saw a clip of like Conor McGregor, like, I apologize to fucking nobody, you know, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not deleting it. And then it ended up on Twitter. So I learned my lesson. But yeah, no, I apologized, and she just didn't care. So, but
you tried to apologize at least. It's all that matters. Like,
yeah. Well, the first time, the first apology, I was like, I'm sorry for posting it, you know, on your birthday, but I mean, like, you know, it's content. Like, I'm not sorry for trying something new. You know, like, you know, I'll learn from it. And then people were like, oh, you shouldn't even apologize anyways. And she made a TikTok and said, I don't even get why you apologize, you know. And so then I was like, you know what? I made a mistake. TikTok's down, you know. Like, sorry, I'm not going to try and, you know, make excuses, you know.
Yeah.
Just learn from it, move on. So.
Yeah. Yeah, making content where someone else is in it is a slippery slope.
Oh, yeah.
My biggest TikTok is the side logic one where he's trick shotting off the building, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I snipe him out of the air. And for one, I almost didn't even post that. I re-edited it like 3 times. I was like, change the smile. I was like, that's stupid, and everyone loved it, right? So I was like, okay, whatever. Worked out in the end. But I don't know if you were up to date on that. Like, he was getting a lot of hate on TikTok because he was going for these trick shots, which I mean, I'm not going to talk about if I think they're set up or not, right? But he was getting a lot of hate, and a lot of people were getting like real personal about it. Like, you're a fucking bitch, and it's like, oh man, it's like, whether I agree with someone's content or not, I don't want to use my platform to like bring hate to them. So like, I messaged him because he followed me, and I followed him back, and I was like, hey man, listen, I had this idea for TikTok. Could I use your clip in my TikTok? It's not mean-spirited at all. I know you've been getting a lot of hate recently. You know, if it does bring you any hate, I'll take it down, and I'll make sure I moderate the comments, which I did. I deleted some TikToks, a couple comments. And he was like, "No, man, it's fine. You're good to go. Like, you know, as long as you don't think it's gonna like bring me any hate." I've been getting a lot of people, you know, telling me to KMS lately. I was like, "Yeah, that's not the intention at all. Like, it's like kind of like just like a little funny TikTok." And I posted it, and I honestly think that kind of like eased a lot of the tension of people shitting on him.
Yeah.
Because it brought out like this trend of like everyone jumped on that, and it was a really big. And I think that also, you know, maybe it helped him a little bit too, and he loved it. And there was people who like he had beef with in the past who jumped on the train too, and he commented on their thing like, "Oh my god, it's so funny," you know, and you know they credit him and everything. So I think that, you know, it's a slippery slope how people intend to do stuff, like how people like perceive perceive stuff. And you know, I'm glad that worked out in the end, but I think that was a situation where if I had been like, fucking stupid bitch in the TikTok, right? Like everyone would have been like, hey, fuck that guy. But you know, I don't want to.
Yeah, no, it was perfect, man. Like that. I mean, I saw the comments for people, and I was like, yeah, it's true. You know, it's such a genius but simple idea. There must have been so many people who had thought about something like that, but didn't like. I mean, everybody does that. They spin their wheels like, oh, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that, and they don't commit to an idea. They spend more time thinking about it than doing it. You know.
This is gonna wheel. That's another big thing too. Is I think when this has been a big issue for me also. When I come up with a good idea and I run it through my head, and I'm like, that's a heater idea, and I'll run it by some friends, and they're like, yeah, it's a good idea, and I'm like, all right, yeah, it's a good idea, and then I already get that serotonin, I already get that dopamine boost, and I'm like, I'm off to the next thing, right? Like I don't actually go through with it. But I talked earlier about how like I try not to make content similar to other people, stuff like that, or like, you know, copy people's ideas, or you know, whatever. But there's been a couple ideas that I've had, and people have already done similar stuff to them, right? Before I got to it, and I'm like, all right, I'm still gonna try and do these somehow, right? but I think they're different enough. But I think that there's definitely going to be a couple people who like try to think that like I'm stealing ideas. Like there's just one where I don't want to explain it in too depth, but I go for a certain kill and I die, right? Like it fails and it's like a funny reaction. And I just seen the other day that someone else did one of those. I'm like, damn it, right? But I think mine will be different enough.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, like, I have like it already recorded from months ago. I just haven't posted it or haven't edited it because I didn't like the way it looks. I'm gonna re-record it, right? And I already have that, and like that's safe. I'm like, listen, if anyone accused me of stealing content, right? You know, I don't need to steal content. My iPhone Notes app is fucking bricked with just ideas, right? Like I have ideas from like back when I was doing the helicopter video back in like June, like last year of June, that ideas that I haven't done. Like I have, you know, getting on them and actually doing them is a different, you know, like you said, it's a different.
It sounds like a writer who writes a script for a movie, but then they rewrite it like a dozen times because they're just, you know, they're not happy with it and they change one thing, so they have to change everything, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, that's... I don't know. You should post more, man. I mean, when's the last time you posted?
Probably like a month and a half.
Jesus, man. But I mean...
I was saying, yeah.
Sometimes quality over quantity. I'm definitely the opposite. Like, I post a bunch of crap, and there's a gem here and there, you know? But... pays the bills.
I just got so hung up on YouTube Shorts, right? Doing YouTube, like I did like 3 shorts a day there for a bit. So it's like they're not that quality. Honestly, it was just honestly quantity. But I'm gonna have to post eventually. And every time I comment on anything, like I'll comment like a video of a cat, people like post another fucking TikTok, asshole. And it's like I was thinking of doing a thing in July where I post every day, like 30 TikToks or you know whatever. Like 30 days in a row, I'll post a TikTok.
I think you would blow up, man.
I think it'd be really good. Like
TikToks.
This is gonna sound extremely cocky, but I could be at easily minimum 5 million followers right now if I was like, because when I had my initial blow up, and all the traction that came over to my Twitch and stuff like that, and my Instagram, that was all like in the span of a couple months last year, right? I really haven't worked too like hard since my initial blow up. I kind of just, honestly, to be quite honest, I'm just kind of coasting by, right? Which I don't mind to a degree. There's a lot of stress and anxiety that comes with doing content and like being a public figure on the internet and like putting your face out there and stuff, right? So like a lot of it is like I don't have no problem. Like as long as, in all honesty, if I could maintain what I have right now, like I average like 1,000 viewers, a little bit less. That's fine, man. Like I'm completely content with that. But knowing that I could do, like, I could have like, I could get a lot bigger and, silence all these people who are like so annoying and like, you fell off, right? It's like, man, I kind of want to do it, but I also don't want to, I would never want to be a 10,000 viewer streamer, man. There'd be too much stress that comes in with that. I'd be on sub-bully mode all the time. I have like, 1,000 viewers and I have people coming in and saying the most wildest stuff and then they get banned and they message me on other platforms telling me to kill myself, right? It's just so mentally exhausting, even with 1,000 viewers, and I couldn't imagine being one of these bigger streamers. So,
I haven't really talked about it, but I mean, it was, especially lately, it doesn't seem like it as much. But when I really started to gain some momentum, it was, Twitch was like half my income, so I was like, this time is really worth it. I stream 7 days a week. Like I'm having fun. It's paying the bills, all that stuff. But lately it's been, I have almost felt like maybe taking a break from streaming and just focusing on content. But at the same time, I feel like I've been streaming for so long, it would just, I don't know, it would kind of throw me off. But I never really wanted to be a streamer. I always wanted to do something in film and TV. I think I mentioned to you before, I really wanted, TikTok got back to the CEO of the organization I'm a part of, and they said no, and that it's confidential. Why? That their new standards, it's confidential. That they're not going to verify me because of that. But being verified would help a lot with getting like, little roles and stuff here and there. But I really do think I'm going to try acting. Start off doing like commercials and little things like that. I mean, I'm not going to get too much detail, but there's like a big TikTok campaign that I'm going to be a part of that I'm really excited about. So I've never done anything like that before, so I'm curious. So
It's kind of epic.
yeah, and the other thing though is, like my TikToks are never really planned to promote something like that. With G Fuel they were, but at the same time I liked the brand and I was having fun with it,
Yeah.
And so
that's a big thing.
Makes me anxious to do something, to promote something purposely. So we'll see how it goes, but
yep. G Fuel is almost part of your brand at this point.
Oh, it definitely is, man. I mean, that's another big chunk of my income there too. You know,
like I've done two on my main only two sponsorships, right? One was a PlayStation, one was a Grubhub one, and I deny a lot of them that come my way because I don't think they're anything I can work with. Right, the PlayStation one, obvious. I can just play, I just play Wars on the PS5. I made a really good ad. It got like a couple million views. Then I did one for Grubhub, and I don't know if you've seen that one. That work did really well too.
Yeah,
because I used to be a delivery driver for like not necessarily. I mean, Revolution, not Grubhub, but a company that Grubhub owns. Right? It's like essentially just the Canadian version of Grubhub.
Oh, okay.
Under their same like LLC or whatever. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had people commenting like from my hometown, being like, in like area, being like, "Hey, there's no Grubhub here," and it's like, somebody, it's the same thing, right? It's literally just Grubhub, but like they bought this company and didn't want to change the name. It's kind of like EB Games. Do you know what EB Games is?
Oh yeah, I remember EB Games.
EB Games is still in Canada, and it's just GameStop, but it would cost them so much money to change the signs and branding that they'd be out of business. So in Canada, and that's with a couple companies, right? Same with the delivery food company, like that's essentially Grubhub, but they just didn't change the name of it.
Was EB? Because over here we had like Hollywood Video, which is like a little video rental store, and they had like they started doing like a little side area where it was all games, and they called it something. I don't know if it was, maybe it was like Crazy Games or something stupid like that. I remember seeing like EB Games like right next to them all the time. And they died over here, kind of around the same time Blockbuster.
Well, it's GameStop. That's the thing. Like GameStop bought out EB Games, right?
Oh, they did. Yeah.
So like every EB Games here in Canada is GameStop, but but they don't want to change the signs. It costs so much money, and their branding is already so ingrained in Canada. So like it'd be a flop for them to do so, right? It's like, what's the point? And it's like the same with the delivery food company. So
yeah,
just Grubhub.
I don't know how you said you delivered for them a company at one point, but we've ordered food here a couple times, and they always get something wrong, or it's super cold when it shows up, and you're paying way extra and stuff like that. So I thought it was interesting. I heard about I don't know if they're doing anything like that yet, but it's this concept called dark kitchens. You ever heard of that? Basically, what it is, it's like a food court, but it's just designed for the food delivery people to come pick up orders, to eliminate having to wait in line and actually, like place orders just like everybody else, So I thought that was interesting. Like I feel like that'd be something to invest in,
Maybe. That's a big thing too. When I was, I would go there and I have to go to McDonald's, and I'd stand at McDonald's.
Yeah.
For like,
yeah.
Like,
who knows?
Way too long. But also, to round back to the job history, I was doing this while I was doing the graphic design stuff.
Okay.
Because at this point, it was like I was doing it like in the evenings. So
like a side hustle.
Yeah, kind of. I was at the time I was making content, kind of, but not really. And I was kind of just like, gaming is not really fun right now, and I was like just bored. Which I kind of feel like I am right now, man. I'm home so much, right? Like before, I was just like, I would get home, from work, and I just like sleep, and it's like then I'd sleep, and then I wake up, and I go back to sleep. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just drive around and deliver food, right? And it was actually really good money, like starting off, because I got in on it when there wasn't a whole lot of drivers. It's like really big high demand, so you get like a ton of deliveries right after each other and make like really good tips. So
yeah, no, the concept of the dark kitchens, I think that could definitely change that business for sure. Because
100%.
They would just have all the places you want at this one little area, no dining area. You just show up. You could probably pick up multiple orders from the same place, super easy.
That'd be massive.
Yeah, because that's why I don't order from there often. It's because like I'm like, I'm just paying extra for food that's gonna show up cold or something's wrong. I said sauce on the side and they just put it all over. But what was your first job?
Like first job ever?
Yeah.
Retail.
Retail?
Retail. I did retail for like a year and a half, and then I went and took academic upgrades and just essentially just an excuse to like move away. So I took academic upgrades out of college and then moved in with a buddy of mine, and I would just basically just fuck around there. Like I didn't actually take them serious, so like I didn't even actually finish them. I just left essentially, and then I went back to working at that retail place for a year or two. Then I went to school and then I worked there in between summers. So I have like 3 years in plus retail experience. So too long.
Yeah, my brother was working at Best Buy, and he got tired of trying to like hawk credit cards at people. Like he's like, I just can't take it, man. Trying to force me to sell a credit card. I know this he had I think he talked about it on the other podcast I do with him. I have one I do with my brother and then a friend that I made through content creation and stuff. But this guy came in, right? And he's like, yeah, I'll get the credit card, but it's not a hard inquiry, right? Because I'm trying to buy a house. And the dude comes back and he's like, dude, it was a hard inquiry. Like, this is going to mess with my home loan, this and that. And my brother's like, this is stupid. Like, why am I over here, like, hawking credit cards at people, you know?
Was he working for Best Buy or a credit card company that was?
No, he worked at Best Buy. And it's like one of those things where like, oh, you know, you can save an extra 20% today if you just, you know, apply for this credit card. You know?
Dude, they would, so in the retail store I was working at, they would have people who come from MasterCard to store, right? Like, you know, they'd be there for a week at this store and they go to the next store for the week. And they were peddling these cards and they would target like people who are extremely young. Like,
it's like college campuses. They do the same thing.
Not old enough to be having a credit card, man. Like, you know, that's like, I got a credit card like when I was quite young and I kind of maxed out. Like it wasn't that much. So I can, you know, it's all paid off now. It wasn't a big deal, but they're targeting like people who like, you shouldn't get a credit card until you're in your mid 20s, right? You don't need a credit card earlier in mid 20s, maybe even like late 20s.
Yeah.
It's no one is good with credit cards. Like obviously it's good to start building up credit maybe in some way. Maybe put a limit on it actually. I don't know. It's weird, dude. Credit cards are weird.
Maybe I'm, you know, the 0.01%, but I've never had a late payment. I've had a credit card since the day I could apply for one. But
you bastard.
Never a late payment, man. All I've done is just made money.
My credit's abysmal. I haven't looked at it. Don't even want to know.
I'm getting ready to buy a house in a year, so I care about my credit right now. Yeah. Dude, I just can't wait to have good internet, bro. My internet's dog, bro. It fluctuates so much.
My internet's alright. Could be worse.
I don't think I've ever seen you have issues with it. But like, my stream will just crash. Like, it's during a 24-hour stream. During a 24-hour stream, happened twice. And I come back to like the first time I was just chilling around like 1,000 viewers. I'm like, you know, chilling. I'm gonna play Resident Evil 7, you know, because the new one's coming out. And then boom, internet crashes. Come back, 500 viewers. I was like, God damn, this internet, bro. They're literally costing me money.
Yep.
And they've had a technician come out like 3 or 4 times. And they're always, oh, I know what the problem is. I fixed it for you. Didn't do a damn thing.
Yeah, they never do.
I had one guy show up, do something to the line, and I guess 2 people were supposed to show up, and they both had different parts of the job to do. Somebody had to do something inside, one person outside. So this guy comes and messes with the lines outside. Second guy doesn't show up. So I had no internet for 2 days.
That's really whack.
Just peeled out and left, bro. Didn't say nothing. Didn't even tell me he was done. I didn't even know he was here. I went outside to take the trash out, and I was like, to myself, I was like, damn, where's this internet dude out? And he's like, I'm right here, like hiding behind a bush, working on something. I was like, damn, man, be nice to know.
Yeah, it's weird. Could be just a random person cutting your cables.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, hopefully when I get a house, it won't be an issue anymore. And my PC is also on its last limb, so I'm waiting for a new PC to show up in a couple weeks.
Are you getting a pre-built or?
Yeah. Because I think the reason I'm having issues with this one is because I built it myself.
I got a 3080 right here. There's a lot of boxes back there under my Spider-Man Papa John's pizza box that are all PC parts. I'm putting off getting it built because I don't know how to build it, right? I don't want to do it myself. I'm going to break it.
Oh, dude,
destroy everything.
My fan lights don't work. It's all dusty and rat nest cables in there. Like I should, you know, at the time it was cool, but now I know how everything works. I'm like, just get a pre-built. It's definitely more expensive, but you know, then if something's broken, they'll replace it. You know, so There's definitely trade-offs.
I'm just trying to harass one of my buddies to build mine for me.
Oh yeah, you're just gonna have somebody do it. That's cool. What CPU are you doing?
I have no clue, to be honest. I had someone else pick up a parts list, and I was like, I got a good amount of money sitting for my Twitch payout. Buy the best stuff possible.
Yeah, I almost got a 3090, but I was like, is it really worth it? Like, it's not that much more than a 3080, and you're paying like an extra 500 or something.
3090 is good for, from what I've seen, if you're working in a studio doing animations and 3D modeling.
Yeah.
Like you don't need it otherwise.
There's a YouTube channel I watch where I'm trying to think what they're called, but they literally they'll take scenes from movies and they'll like redo the CGI to today's standards and try to make it look better or more gory or something like that. And you always see their computers and it's like two 3090s tandem, you know, and it's like, damn, bro, it's a beefy PC.
Yeah, that's a workhorse computer.
Yeah. But yeah, speaking of movies and TV though, I know you watch a lot of anime. I've never really gotten into it. I think I've seen Spirited Away. That's what it's called, right? Does that sound familiar? Yeah. And that was interesting. It was, you know, the first time. It was because there was a girl, right, in high school who was into anime, and so I was like, all right, I'll watch it, you know. And so I saw that, and I think a couple episodes of Attack on Titan, but I don't really know where to start. And I think my wife's ex-husband was really into anime, so she's not crazy about it, you know. But I wouldn't even know where to start. I think you said Attack on Titan when I asked you in the stream.
Let me think.
Here's I don't know if this will help because like I know a lot of movies kind of draw inspiration from anime. My favorite movie is the new Blade Runner. So like I like that futuristic, cyberpunky kind of feel.
Maybe Ghost in the Shell. I haven't watched Ghost in the Shell, but a lot of people say it's a classic. I don't know. I don't know where to start with Ghost in the Shell. There's like a bunch of movies and shows. I'll have to look into that. Maybe give you a recommendation on that.
Yeah, I do recommend that movie though. 2049, the Ryan Gosling one.
I'll give it a watch.
I think you'd like it because you like anime. It's definitely like a slower, more. It just looks really cool, you know.
This is a very generic recommendation. It has nothing. It's nothing like, you know, Blade Runner. Watch Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer? Isn't there a movie that just came out?
Yeah, it's a very generic like answer. Like, cause it's like one of the most popular shows right now, but it's super easy to get into. It's super, you know, it's not real baby like. You know, there's a lot of some hardcore stuff that goes on. So I think you maybe like it.
Did you watch Death Note?
Yeah.
Because I didn't watch the movie. I just heard everybody poop on it.
Yeah, it was bad.
But that concept seems cool.
It is. It's actually watch Death Note.
Yeah.
If you think concept looks cool, I haven't watched it in a long time, and I want to go back and rewatch it. But like a lot of animes, like, you know, shonen and stuff like that, they're all about battles, right? Like they're about fights and stuff like that, and there's crazy stuff. But like, there's no like, you know, there's a little bit of action in Death Note, right? Like, there's some stuff, but a lot of it is two people. There can be two people sitting in a room, and it will go into their trains of thought, and right, it's like mental chess. They're like, you know, and it's like, oh my god, like, you know, I can't believe this character would have thought of that. And you think how can they write a show where it doesn't just seem like a bunch of ass pulls, right? But they do a pretty good job of it, and it makes a lot of it makes sense. But it's like mental chess. That's the best way to explain it. It's really entertaining, psychological. Like, it's a psychological like battle.
Okay.
I feel like I'm not doing it justice at all, but give it a try.
I mean, knowing the concept, it sounds interesting. Yeah. So
I watched it in English, but I think the Japanese version is better. Probably good to just watch it in English to start off with.
Yeah, I mean, like subtitles never really like bothered me, you know. So I think because like I watched The Platform, which I don't know where that movie was made, but that was in subtitles. That's that have you heard of that?
No.
It's one of those like garbage Netflix movies with like a really interesting concept. So the concept is this guy wakes up and he's in like this prison. But the way the prison works is there's levels. So there's like 200 something levels, and the platform of food goes down. Yeah, so like that was in subtitles.
I've seen an analysis video on it, but I haven't actually seen the actual movie.
Yeah, people were like, it's a great concept, but the movie kind of sucks. So like I didn't watch it, but Like I like stuff like that where there's like these interesting concepts.
If you want an interesting concept, Old Boy.
Old Boy?
I don't know. I don't know. One sec, hold on. Old Boy. They made an American remake of it. Don't watch it. So I don't know what the number of years is. So it's basically this guy who wakes up in a prison. Like it's almost like a hotel room, but it's a prison, and he's put in there for like 15, 20 years. Never given a reason why ever. They give him food. They just leave him in there, right? And he gets out of there and is like trying to like find out what happened, like why. But in his time that he's in there, he's like getting real beefy and jacked. So he just comes out of there and just starts like beating the shit out of people. And if there's some crazy twists in it, man, I think you should watch Old Boy, 100%. If I was to recommend any movie right now that you'd probably never be recommended to by like, someone in your day-to-day life, Old Boy.
Wait, it's a movie or is it a show?
Movie.
Okay.
Yep, it's in subtitles. It's Korean, so.
Okay. Like, is it a real life movie or is it
real life? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think you'd like it.
Do you watch a lot of like foreign type stuff like that?
Not really, to be honest. That was just recommended to me. So I gave it a shot and I loved it.
Have you seen The Raid? I think those are Thailand. That's where those are made.
Sounds familiar.
So like it's this guy, he's basically like SWAT team type dude. And the fighting in this movie is just ridiculous, man, because they actually hit each other, So like you're just like, Jesus, man. And like it's super brutal. I don't know how much some people don't like gore and stuff, but there's definitely like people getting thrown into blades and, face smashed into stuff and they're all messed up. Like dude gets his face like just pushed into like a hot stove, stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like mid-fight. It's brutal, bro. But it's so choreographed well, bro. It's so good. And it's a SWAT team. They basically get told to like go after this gang leader, right? It's kind of like Dread. Have you seen Dread?
No, I know what it is though.
Yeah, so it's the same kind of concept, but I think they did it. I don't know. I haven't seen the old Dread, just the new one, which is similar. But they go into this basically like apartment complex that's controlled by the gang members, and they basically just lock it down, and they're like, everybody kill them, and so then it's them like basically trying to survive. But the way it's filmed and everything is just crazy, man. Like I have a huge respect for that movie, even though I normally don't watch stuff that's in subtitles. Because when I sit at the computer all day, doing all this stuff. The last thing you want to do is go like sit down and then have to read, So that's kind of how I am. But if I know it's good and it's worth watching, I'll put the effort in. So
yeah, no, I get that.
But yeah, if you think you'd like it, I would watch Blade Runner. That's my favorite movie. And then, like I said, I care a lot about the process of making movies and stuff. So like, I don't know if you watch Tarantino movies.
I've watched a couple, yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was really cool to see like Leonardo DiCaprio. I haven't watched that yet. Yeah, Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio just acting together was really cool. But that one's all about making movies in the 60s, so I liked that. That movie has a really good payoff.
All right, I'll give that a watch then. That's definitely on my list, 100%. But it's a mental list, so I just forget about them after a week. So
I'll send you recommendations. No, I'm not gonna do that.
All right,
but
you can if you want.
Okay, you can send me some too if you see something.
All right,
but what about like mainstream stuff though? You watch like Game of Thrones or Stranger Things? Any of that stuff?
I like Stranger Things.
Yeah, it's good.
I haven't. When's the new season come out?
They haven't said yet. I'm hearing rumors that it's gonna be next year. People are hoping it's gonna be this year.
Cool. Yeah, the pandemic, I guess.
But yeah, and I thank God because this show hasn't really made a misstep in my opinion, so I don't want them to now because of COVID. But they're filming part of it over here. Because the place I live is the Netflix studios over here.
Okay. So. I remember when the first season came out, it was phenomenal. There was this one TikTok trend going a while ago. Braid Easy, right? Yeah. I've done Jeopardy with him twice. I'm definitely pronouncing his name wrong. How do you pronounce his name?
I think it's just Brad Easy.
Brad Easy? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll call him Brad. He jumped on this trend where he used this audio from like the first season of Stranger Things, and it's like I don't know how to describe which song it is. It's very like kind of like somber. And it's like, damn, this takes me back to like 2016 when I didn't have any worries at all. It's like fuck. The music in that show is phenomenal.
Great. I like that style of music.
Yep. Anything that you can listen to that takes you back also, like to a different time period in your life, is chef's kiss.
Yeah. Have you seen Drive?
Yeah.
I like it.
I thought it was just okay. The music in it is really good.
I like the style. Like, not I've watched more of what that guy's done because he's done some foreign films, like Bronson. I think there's a couple foreign films he's done. But I've always liked like the music he uses and stuff like that. But the thing that pisses me off is the long pauses during conversation. Like, they'll be talking about something like deep conversation, and they'll just stop and stare at each other for like 15 seconds. I'm like, bro, say something.
That wouldn't. I feel like with the TikTok attention span, that wouldn't fly with me these days.
I should talk. Like, I thought about trying to get more into the film and TV stuff on TikTok. I started doing reviews with my wife, and they're hit or miss. Like, sometimes they'll blow up because I started doing streamer skip it. Like, we'll watch something, and I know it's gonna be bad. Yeah. And I'll be like, like the acting sucked, the plot sucked. There's some cool action scenes, but skip it. And everybody's like, I thought it was 10 out of 10. I'm like, bro, like, you're the reason the Emoji Movie did well. Like, I'll start arguments. Yeah. I'll start arguments in the comments, bro.
Yeah. Do you watch any superhero stuff?
I watched The Boys. You're talking about stuff like that, or like, do you mean like?
Yeah, that's kind of the same vein, I guess. This might be a little bit different. DC. Did you ever watch the Justice League growing up?
Here and there.
Cartoon. I loved it. That was phenomenal, right? I think that entire DC cinematic universe they did, where it was like, Batman, Superman, then Justice League. They had Static Shock in there. They had all this stuff, right? It was a great universe. It was really well done, and a lot of it holds up to this day too. Like, it wasn't like a show that's pandering to little kids. You know what I mean? Like, they talk about how they wanted like it to be like stand the test of time and it'd be good for anyone to enjoy, like fans of that, like comic books and superheroes and that entire medium. And DC recently, like, they're throwing whatever at the wall to see what they can get stick. And they did this animated universe based off like the New 52 comic books, which were received horribly by their fans and was axed like very, very quickly on. And they just finished up their animated New 52 universe, or whatever you want to call it. And the movies are so bad. They're all awful. And kids on TikTok are like, this is the best ever. I cry at the last one. It's like, shut up. Like, please. And it's like, it's because obviously, like, a lot of people, like, there are probably people who haven't seen the better stuff, right? It's like, in comparison to, like, other stuff, like, in that, like, in DC animated, it's just not good. And it's like, you can't trust TikTok. A lot of the times, TikTok comments, recommendations, anything like that, like,
I get serious about it. Like, I'll be straightforward. Like, I like the Saw movies. Like, I like the plot points. I don't know if you've ever seen those where there's always like a twist and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the new one that came out was really good, like halfway through, and then it was like the writer fell asleep and like the assistant came over and finished it. Like, it was just terrible, bro. And so, like, I'll be like, I like these movies, but this one sucked. I'll just be straight about it. Like, I'm not trying to. Nobody's paying me to like say something. I'm not a critic, but. I mean, people just be like, oh, it's just because you didn't understand the plot. And it's like, bro, there was no plot. It was terrible. Yeah. I'm trying to say I just don't understand it.
You watched it wrong. Yeah. That's my favorite one.
The first one I did was Amazon did a Tom Clancy movie with Michael B. Jordan. And it was, at the end, they teased a Rainbow Six movie. And it's like, oh, bro, you don't get it. Like, it was just to set up Rainbow Six. And I was like, dude, that was just like an end credit scene. Like, it has nothing to do with the movie except it's setting up the next one.
Yeah, if a movie is sole purpose is being a stepping stone for a different movie, it's not a good movie.
Yeah. And dude, like, my wife was like, okay, I get it. But like, playing like Warzone and stuff, a little bit about guns to an extent. I mean, you should be getting all your information about guns from video games, but they were using like SMGs to shoot a sniper, dude. I'm like, this makes no sense, bro. This movie's awful. I was like, they don't know what they're doing.
I imagine you having a military background too was just like, God damn it. Yeah.
It didn't make sense, stuff they were doing. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of want to start doing some different stuff on TikTok too. Like, I'm gonna do it on my second account. I was thinking of doing, not necessarily like the skip thing that you were talking about, how you're doing, but like there's a couple of games and shows that I see that just are super underappreciated. That Knockout City game I've been playing, the dodgeball one.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen playing. It slaps,
I played it,
dude.
I'll play it with you, dude. I haven't played the ranks though.
listen. You can't hang with me in ranked. All right, I'm too high up.
You sure?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Well, we can play normals though.
I'll get sweaty.
Okay. Yeah. I used to play with a buddy of mine, and we were just screaming, dude. That game brings out anger for me that I didn't know. I thought was long gone. Like, I mean, that game was
like anticipating the person throwing the ball back. I'm like, you just mistimed it enough. You're like, God damn it, bro! Like, I should have had that. You know?
Yep. I love the game so much, and I was thinking of doing maybe a quick recommendation for that. And there's other anime show that I like, anime that I watched, and just recently, and it's based all the plot is, it's called like Vivi, and the plot is like, do you know who Hatsune Miku is? That AI idol with the blue hair and the pigtails.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's essentially like, it's about an AI who's like an idol with blue hair, and it's like, oh, like I sing songs with people happy and stuff like that. But then while doing her job one day, like as like an AI, another AI comes back in time, like 100 years from the future, and it's like, hey, AIs are gonna like take over and like kill everybody. And she's like, why should I care? And they're like, oh, well, your purpose is like, not to, it's to bring people joy. And like, so like in her program, it like contradicts, right? She's like, all right, I can't let the AIs take over. So it's like it takes place over 100 years, and like of her like kind of like trying to stop key events, like let's say like there was like there's like a terrorist group in the show that like attacks a certain facility and like hijacks or something like that, or like there's like one scene is like this AI space, like a space station, right? And like this group who hates AIs, they go to like crash it, but for some reason it sets into motion like how AIs get like more rights and they get more powerful, stuff like that. It's hard to explain. It's really weird and convoluted, but it's essentially like,
I feel like I've seen movies with certain concepts like that.
Yeah, it's essentially Terminator Hatsune Miku. So it's like these, and the actions, like the show is presented and it's marketed as like this idol show about this there's a girl singing songs and stuff like that, but like it is these kick-ass action sequences where she's doing flips and like beating the shit out of like 10 people at once, and it's like it's so balls to the wall, and it's like this, it doesn't get enough attention. So I kind of want to make a TikTok, talking about it. Yeah, it's just such a crazy concept.
Yeah, because like I said with my YouTube, it really has been. I'll be like totally honest. It's been quantity over quality, and I want to start trying to make videos that take a couple weeks, so that they obviously show that I'm trying to make content specific for YouTube. Like I care about it, and so like I don't know if you've seen. I don't know how much you go on YouTube and watch. There's like Moist Critical. That's not what he's called though. It's Pink something.
Yeah, it's Penguins like there.
Yeah, and then there's Some Ordinary Gamers, and so like they'll just kind of like give commentary on certain things that are going on, or like a certain show or a movie. Yep. And there's a show that me and my wife just watched. It's on Apple TV, so like nobody's watching it. But the concept is, what if the Russians made it to the moon first? And so it kind of like sets off like just the space race just continues, and it just gets crazier and crazier, and all of a sudden it's like I'll give you like it literally starts out and like everybody's sitting at the bar, that famous speech where like Neil Armstrong comes down and says his one small step for man speech and everything. So like you see him come down the ladder, and all of a sudden the dude comes up and starts speaking Russian, and everybody's just like, fuck, dude, they made it first, dude. Like we're pussies. Like everybody's just like, they beat us. And then so they want to be the first ones to put a base on the moon, and it's just, rockets blow up, people die. Like, but it's one of the shows where somebody will get introduced and you're like, oh, this dude's so like lame. It's just a plot piece for this. But then you get backstory and you care about everybody in this show. It's crazy, man. I was just blown away, and nobody's watching it because like nobody has Apple TV, and they're going into their third season.
I forgot Apple TV existed, to be honest.
Yeah, that I haven't watched too much else on there. We're watching Servant, which is M. Night Shyamalan made that. I don't know if you've seen his movies, like The Sixth Sense and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. The concept of that one is, so it's a couple. The guy, the husband is a He's a content creator. He does like blogs. Yeah, I know. I was like, hey, that's
TikToker.
nah. He's a chef who like posts recipes and he like travels and cooks for like the Philadelphia Eagles or something like that, you know. And I guess his wife had miscarried a couple times, and then she finally was able to have a baby. And you don't know what happened, but the baby died after like 13 weeks or something, like of them having it at home. And it like messed with the wife so much that the psychiatrist was like, we'll try and kind of ease her into the fact, you know, to process what kind of happened with this doll. But she is convinced this doll is real. So they got this baby doll, and she hires a nanny. And so the you know, the husband and the wife are explaining to her, you know, like, you know, the schedule and stuff like that, make yourself at home. And the wife's like, well, I'm going to go take a bath, get ready for bed. And so she walks away, and the husband's like, all right, you can stop pretending, like you can put the doll down, you know, it's not real. She's like, what are you talking about?
Oh, man.
Yeah, so like she is like acting like this doll is real, bro. And I mean, I don't, like I said, nobody's watching these shows, so I don't know how much you want me to say, but
that actually sounds wild.
It's a weird show. It's definitely like kind of out there. And there's short episodes, they're like half an hour each. So we kind of flew through the first season. But basically the next thing that happens is the wife goes back to work, you know, because they got the nanny now, and she's a news reporter, and so she's like always on the TV. But the husband's doing one of his recipes, and they everything's set up like they actually have a kid still, you know, because it was that recent. So he has the baby monitor sitting there, and he starts hearing a baby cry. So he's like, "What the hell?"
Oh man. Oh.
So he goes upstairs, and there's a real baby in the crib. So he's like, did the doll turn into a baby? Like a real, you know, is the doll alive? Like, whose kid is this? Like, just all these, you know, things going on, and that's where it like kind of goes off. But the chick is so creepy, dude.
That's crazy.
Just some 18-year-old nanny, and she's like leaving these like little like handmade straw crosses all over the place. He's like, get this shit out of here, bro. Like,
yeah, fire her ass.
Yeah.
ASAP.
But you know, yeah.
His new movie looks interesting. Have you seen the trailer for it?
Yeah, my brother was like, "Oh no, look, the trailer looks stupid." But at the concept,
it looks freaky.
His trailers never really like justify what the movie's about, which I've always kind of liked, because you go into it never really knowing what it is, you know. But yeah, it's a trippy concept. Dude, when the little girl all of a sudden she's like a grown woman and she's pregnant and she's like, "Mom, I'm scared." I'm like, bro,
yeah,
that's messed up.
Yeah. Dude, just that is
I'll definitely get to see that one.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see the new Space Jam that's on my list.
I've never seen the first one.
God damn it, Danny. Gotta watch it, and then gotta watch the new one. It's gonna be a blockbuster hit.
Think so?
I don't know, actually.
It's probably gonna be terrible, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch it. I don't care.
Now I've actually been liking the whole Disney at home thing, because, you know, I got my wife's stepson. We can't just like take off and go see a movie, so I kind of like that we can watch stuff at home. Like we watched Cruella. We did a review on that. That was actually really good. That kind of reminded me of Joker, like the mental side of it, kind of trippy. But yeah, no, I could talk about movies and TV for days, man. That's like really what I'm into.
Yeah, super interesting. They're making a new Joker, aren't they? Joker 2?
Yeah, they're making a second one, and it's going to be the first sequel that Joaquin Phoenix has ever done, which kind of already gives me a red flag, you know? Like, yeah. I don't know. The first one was supposed to have a different ending. It was.
I didn't watch it, to be honest.
You didn't watch it? Oh,
no.
okay.
I will. Yeah.
But when I heard this other ending, I was like, bro, why didn't they do that? Like, it was almost like they didn't want to go too dark, you know? But it's rated R. That's a dark ass movie, man. You know.
Yeah, people are mad that the second one is even coming out.
I don't think they should, man. Like, that's the same reason why I'm happy they haven't made like a Step Brothers 2 or a Pineapple Express 2. Like, just leave it alone, bro. I mean, you see, I think the only sequel to like a cult classic comedy that was actually decent was Super Troopers 2. You ever seen that one? First one? Where they're like highway patrol guys. You might like the second one because the whole concept of that one is they're not highway patrolmen anymore because their department got like kind of disbanded. where they get called in to help transfer over a department because they found out that the line between Canada and I don't know the state. Anyways, part where the station is, where they're supposed to patrol, is actually supposed to be Canada. So they're kind of filling in while they like change things over. So there's a lot of Canadian jokes and stuff.
Okay.
You might have to watch that.
Maybe I will. Canadian base show for the win. Yeah.
But yeah, I can let you go though, man. I don't know if you got plans or anything. So
how much? What are we at right now?
An hour and 45 minutes.
We can go longer if you want.
Okay.
Oh, listen, I'll go as long as we can go. We'll go like 2 hours, 2 hours.
I don't know. I did not. I'll be honest. Sometimes I get guests on and like they're just hard. They don't know how to hold a conversation.
I think I've been talking a little bit too much sometimes. I feel like the first half of this, I was definitely on rants.
That's better than like, yeah. So like, how do you feel about this? Yeah, it's cool.
This flew by. We're good. We're good to go a couple extra minutes. This is fun. We've talked about doing this for how long now, and I'm so flaky with stuff, man. I'm so bad. So
I thought about asking Spidey. I was like, hey, is he usually this slow to like respond to DMs?
Yep.
So I figured you were.
Yep. I am. It's part of my brand.
Yeah, but I don't like to be too pushy either, because like collabs to me, I never liked the word collab. I just don't like it. Yep. It feels too forced. Like I like hanging out with a friend. Yep,
100%.
Better that way.
Like that's another thing is too. I've tried to not necessarily avoid collabs, but like I haven't like asked any bigger content creators to play. Like I think like I played with Tim, right? And people were like,
"Oh, you did?"
People all the time. What, play with Tim again? It's like, dude, I'm not gonna just bug Tim just like to get a couple extra viewers, It's like I like Tim. I come in his chat, I talk to him, I troll him every once in a while. But like, if Tim ever wants to play and he wants to make content, he knows where I am. He can ask me, because it's in a position where I have far more to gain by playing with Tim than Tim does with me. So it adds this weird dynamic where it's like I never ever want to feel like I'm doing something for the wrong reason. You know what I mean? Like I never want to. Yeah, I never want people to feel like I'm using them. I never want people to like, I don't know. Yeah. Especially with like that being such like a different, like,
Like with me and you, I had always thought, I was like, this, like, I go into your streams and you'll be talking about something deep. I'm like, you're not just sitting there like, raging. That's it. You know what I mean? Like you actually talk to people and have like long drawn out conversations, and they're interesting. So I was like, I want to talk to this guy. But I mean, I was stuck at like 150K for the longest time, but then I kind of blew up a little bit and then it slowed down again. But I've now, like I said, it's all because of quantity. Like I'm sure there's a lot of followers that follow and they like don't watch a video for the longest time again.
Oh wait, on what platform? YouTube?
TikTok.
TikTok? Okay.
Yeah, like I'll have a video pop off and get like 5 million views, and people will be like, I haven't seen you on my For You page in like 3 months. And it's like, okay, because they're not actually like going over and watching the video, so just seeing what comes up on their For You. But what I was getting at though was like I never felt. I'm always worried that like it's too soon to like reach out. Like I feel like
I get that 100%. Yep, you're one of probably the few people that actually like I communicate with online, like another influencer, like like I people. The only people I really talk to honestly are Zeusy and Spidey, right? Spidey, who I've known for 10 years, and Zeus, who I've just recently started, like,
I like Zeusy. Yeah. He's been on here twice.
Yeah, I watched a good majority of the first one.
Yeah,
it was really good. So, yeah,
he's a good dude.
Yeah. Another thing is too, kind of going back to what you just said, of people saying like, "Oh, you haven't posted in forever." Oh, one thing that's been pissing me off so much is people are so obsessed with saying you fell off. Like, and they say it to everyone. Like, people were saying it to Cloaksy on Twitter the other week, and I seen him reply to it. It's like, what's this new thing about talking people falling off? Like, it's like, I don't think these, like, it sounds super vain. Like, I won't post a TikTok in a month and a half, and like I'll comment on a video, and someone will reply, "You fell off." It's like, homie, how do I fall off? I'm not posting. And it's like people are so. It's setting up like a dangerous like precedent of like, I don't know, that's not the right word to use, but it's setting up a dangerous like thing of like always trying to stay relevant,
Yeah.
Or like always trying to like be like the constantly growing, and that's gonna like and if this keeps up in a couple of years, it's going to be really hard on a lot of people's mental health. Like in a couple of years, like these younger creators, especially, right?
Oh, I mean, dude, there was, and I'm not going to use the name, but there was a content creator that he was actually one of the first people. He was under 18 at the time, and so I knew, I was like, yeah, you know, like you want to come on the podcast, you know, like you know, you got to ask your parents, you know, I get that. And he like blew up right after we talked. And then I think what happened was his parents like looked at my stuff, and like I said, I wasn't that big at the time, and so they're like, oh, you know, it's not worth the time. And he canceled last minute, but he had like kind of like a big downtrend after that, and the TikToks he posted made me worry about him, because he would just be saying like it would literally be like a skit, him talking to himself, and be like, yeah, so I like this new update for Fortnite, this and that. And he's like, shut up, you fell off. Like, for like a full minute. I'm just like, bro.
You can tell it's getting to him, right?
Yeah.
And they like comments like that, like, I'm not considering off, they don't piss me off, because I'm like, listen, if I'm averaging like 1,000 viewers on Twitch, I'm in the top like 0.01% of on the platform, right? Like you don't need to be like, and I'm not gonna go into specifics about like how much like, you know, I make monthly or like that, but like,
right,
I live an extremely comfortable life. Like I'm not like a fucking millionaire, right? But I'm living an extremely comfortable life, and I'm making more than I was, you know, working like a 9 to 5, and I get to stream and make content for like like 1,000 viewers a day, and people are just so obsessed with like comparing you to like the very top of the platform. And if it bothers me, and if it like pisses me off, I can only imagine like how bad it is for like it's going to be for a lot of younger creators, like on their come up. And if they have like a period of like, you know, even not growth and even just like flatlining, right? Their growth, they're still going to get those comments. And if like people like Cloaksy, who is like at the upper echelon of Twitch and stuff like that, are like getting like people saying that to him, it's like, yeah, oh my God. It's like people don't, it's almost like use an offhanded insult to insult an entire person's career and all the work they put in.
Dude, it's like the stuff I've seen Ludwig, people saying to him, they'll be like, oh, dude, you just got your 2 seconds of fame because of that subathon. Like, that was your peak. I'm like, bro, what? Why do they have any right to be saying any of that? Like, they've never even streamed in their life to begin with. You know?
Ludwig's a genius.
Dude, that guy, I mean, like, I talk about busy. Like, some of the stuff that guy does, I'm like, that's so much planning that goes into it. And I'm sure he, you know, now he has, like, people that helps him do it. But like, people ask me who my inspirations are, and I look at people like Joe Rogan, The Rock, people constantly say, like, dude, it must be exhausting to be that person. Like, how do they do it all? You know? Like, that's the type of, like, the work ethic is really what inspires me. And it's, you know, like me and you, like, when people say, like, oh, you fell off, and maybe you are on a downtrend, it's pushing through it that sets you apart from everybody else that would normally give up, you know? But it does make you think, like you said. It gets to you sometimes.
For me, it's just annoying, just like people just not understanding the other side of things, you know? It's like people telling Ludwig fell off. Ludwig is killing it on Twitch still. He's killing it on YouTube. Like, I can't give you a relevant estimate of what he's probably making every month, but I think he's, you know, I don't think he's gonna go homeless anytime soon. So like, how do these kids get off telling this guy he fell off? You know? It makes no sense. And it's
I mean, I've seen content creators, TikTokers, streamers call it quits a lot recently too, because, you know, like I said, just everything's kind of down. I mean, like I said, even YouTube, like I notice even bigger creators, like their stuff's down just because I think people are just not on their phones and stuff right now. You know, and like you said, it's a good thing. Like go recharge. You know, like I said, me and my family are going on a couple. Like we're going to see my sister in Texas for 4th of July. We're going to a indoor water park at like a lodge. Not this weekend, but the next one. I think that's gonna be a fun time. You know, because like my wife's stepson's 4 now, so he's developing a personality. You know, it's really cool. Every day I'm like, damn, he didn't know how to say that word yesterday. It's crazy, man. You know. But
yeah, must be like fun to watch. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. Like, you know, it's not a joke when people say like nobody's like ready to be a parent. You know, so like there's a lot of like even just like you were talking about the Justice League thing, like I've been watching like all kinds of old cartoons and stuff from my childhood with him, and it's cool to see him kind of like experienced that. I'm like, you like this show? And he's like, yeah, I like this. I'm like, hell yeah, dude.
That's mint.
But yeah, man, people love to see a good come up story, but I feel like more than anything, they like the drama. They like to see somebody fall.
Yep. It's like we just talked about earlier, like at the beginning of the pot, like, the beginning, like the amount of hate people like Charlie Dorito and Addison Rae get. It's like they were championed as like heroes of the app, right? And the second people feel like they get too big for their bridges because of what they gave them in the first place, they try to humble them.
I want to clarify. Charlie Dorito, is that Charlie D'Amelio?
Yeah.
Okay, I just never heard people call her Charlie Dorito. Like the first time I heard you say it, I was like, Dorito. I'm like the only Dorito I know.
Okay, I didn't even make that click. But every time I think of her name, I just think of Charlie Dorito. And sometimes I just forget her last name, so Dorito always just pops in my head. Sound close enough, but like they get like, I mean, listen, they're doing like the same thing. Like they're doing well off, right? Like they're making probably money hand over fist. They're set probably for life at this point. But like, no matter how much money you get, like, you can't. People think that like when you hit a certain threshold of money or popularity or followers, like words just bounce off you like water. When it's like not how that works, right? Like you can still shit on someone regardless how big they are, and it definitely bothers them. And I couldn't imagine like I'm like, I'm in my 20s now. I'm fine. Like it still annoys me when little kids say stupid stuff, but it's not gonna ruin my day or like affect me that much or like affect my career, my life or anything like that. But I can't imagine like these younger kids like coming into this, being like fucking like 15 or even 20, like I said, like, and them getting just shit talked on a daily basis and the messages they probably get and the videos you'll make about them. And like, it's definitely probably hard on their mental health, and people really don't take that into account.
Yeah. I mean, people only care about themselves.
Yeah. And I think to a degree, like, I mean, it's something me and you understand, like we're not like near that level, but we do have, platforms, and we do have like, we do have a couple followers. So we do see a little bit of what they receive, And so I think, we're on the other side of that to a degree. We understand, right? I mean, I understand like too, when you're a shithead kid, you're mean as fuck on the internet. I used to be an absolute asshole on the internet, right? It's like I get it to a degree, but I think talking about it and explaining it like I do on Twitch all the time, right? Like it's something I do talk about, because I could have like some like 15-year-old shithead viewer in there who goes, oh well, jordy2d said this isn't okay to do, and he's someone who I watch and I respect, so maybe he'll maybe I'll take that into account next time I want to leave a comment on someone's video or something like that.
That's why they call you an influencer. You know what I mean? That's what you influence people and their decisions and the way they think. And that's why I hate politics, man. I've always tried to stay away from that, because I don't want people taking my beliefs or anything like that and being the reason that they start making personal choices. Like everybody should definitely like. I mean, it definitely seems like people grow up with the same political beliefs that their parents had. That seems like a big thing.
Yeah.
But like the other day, man, and I had a Mustang shirt on, so I like Mustangs.
I've seen that. Yeah.
I'm like, bro, like it says Mustang,
Yeah.
But and like I was law enforcement in the military too, so like even to me, I'm just like the comments people back and forth arguing like, this is so ridiculous, man. Even though I was technically in some capability law enforcement, doesn't mean that I'm I'm not one way because of that. Like it's so ridiculous, these like social constructs that we have based off of red or blue or whatever. It's so ridiculous, man.
People, and especially on the internet too, people aren't debating to influence. Well, like, I mean, influencers may like spread their opinion or change people's like perception on stuff, but like Jack and Jill arguing in the comments of a TikTok section, they're not arguing to like educate or like maybe shed light or on certain stuff. They're arguing just for the sake of arguing. There's not going to be any winner, right? No one's going to change their perspective over an argument in a comment section. Like when have you ever argued with anyone on the internet and it's ever like went with like never? No one ever. Like it's
such a waste of time, bro.
It really is. There's never a winner. It's just arguing for the sake of arguing. Like, you're not going to influence anyone's opinions or like enlighten anyone or help anyone come to a new belief. It's just pointless.
Dude, I mean,
like,
I just went through that with the cheeseburger thing. Did you see that?
No.
So my brother's banned on 2 accounts. My wife gets banned. So I was like, you know what? Because the whole thing with my stepson is he loves cheeseburgers, right? So it's like, this is day 1 of destroying little man's cheeseburgers until TikTok does something about their broken reporting system. And the first one, I literally just took a cheeseburger from McDonald's, like a $1 cheeseburger, and just yeeted it across the street, bro. And like, it just, goes everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, you could have gave that to a homeless person. Like, all this stuff. There's kids in Africa who could have ate that. Like, just like, bro, it's not even food. It's like, it's garbage. And it's $1,
Yeah.
So the argument was, he wasted food. And then it's like, well, it's his money. He can do what he wants with his money. And that was just, it was bad.
Yeah, it's...
The second one, I put it in the street. And it cuts to me running it over with my car, dude.
That's so good. That reminds me of like when people used to like upload videos and then breaking tech. Like they'll break a laptop, a new iPhone. And those videos did super well, right? So like they're breaking like a $500 iPhone and they're getting like $5,000, right? You're breaking a piece of tech for investment. But kids in the comments they're kind of a little wiser now, but back in the day they'd always be like, I could have used that iPhone. You should have gave that to me. It's like, come on, man. Like,
yeah. I mean, like, I made like kind of like a rebuttal TikTok because somebody said something. It was like this long, drawn out thing. And I was like, bro, like, you guys are so focused on the food, but it's really about money. Like, it's the money could have, like, that's your argument is the money could have done something else or this and that. I was like, look at the phone in your hand, man. Like, what can you do with the money that you spent getting the nicest phone, stuff like that? And then it just goes on forever, man. There's no winning any argument with that. They're like, well, I still have an iPhone 4 or something, like, it just goes back and forth.
There's arguing on the internet or something, man. And like, I mean, everyone gets into it sometimes, right?
I mean, it's easy content sometimes, you know? Because, like, I post 4 to 6 times a day, so there's sometimes where I'm like, man, I was supposed to make another one, and I really, like, I'm just burnt out. I don't know what to make today. So I'll just throw some shit on there. But
I'm going to ask you a question about G Fuel.
Okay.
So you're partnered with G Fuel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know what the actual G Fuel partnership, like, models look like, right?
Mm-hmm.
So would you say you make more from your code than the monthly, like, partnership stuff? Does that make sense? Or do you just get like, is it like the code?
It's pretty much the code and like free product, but I do make a decent amount with the code. Like it's to the point where they've thrown the idea of like giving me my own shaker soon.
Ooh.
So but we'll see. This month has been rough. Everything's kind of down. So
yeah. Well, it's a couple months after Christmas too, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, anytime, like, so, I mean, I can say something because at the time, this gets posted on Sunday. Today's Wednesday. So my code gets boosted to 30% tomorrow. Like, I know when it's going to get boosted. But I can't say, like, oh, it's going to be 30% off on the 15th or something like that. I can't be specific. I'll just be like, oh, it might be, boosted up soon. But then people will get mad because they're like, oh, I just bought G Fuel and it's 30% the next day. Why didn't you tell me? And I'm like, I can't, But they just did this long Memorial Day, like, buy one, get one free. And so after that, like, a lot of people save and wait for those buy one, get one free. So they won't buy G Fuel for a while.
I have a couple times. Too. Yep. I'm only asked because I'm right now I have no sponsors at all. Not one.
You could definitely get G Fuel, man.
Yeah. They've sent me free stuff before. Like they know who I am or whether I like them. Red Bull sent me a fridge and some Red Bulls. I'm not officially sponsored by them.
I kept asking. I was like, "Are you sponsored yet, though?" And you're like, "Nah." Like, bro, you could be.
Yeah. I'm thinking I gotta start looking for sponsors. Some long term stuff,
Yeah. I mean, and like I said, with the code though, it's really how much effort you put into it. My content has always like I posted a G Fuel video today where like we mixed 2 flavors, And sometimes, like, when I really blew up, it was like every single G Fuel related thing did really well, but I didn't have a code yet. So I'm like, bro, like, this is just like, why can't I just have a code already? Like, I'd be killing it, man. But then I finally got it and it's been doing fine. So
yeah, I know a lot of people say those codes just absolutely kill it.
Yeah, I mean, I had some codes for like lights and stuff. Like I have a light back here they gave me a code for, and like 20 people use it, and then like I never promote it again, so it just never does well.
Yeah.
But G Fuel is a
Well, you're not gonna eat or drink your light. You gotta
right.
buy. You cannot buy a new one.
Yeah, but I got a new box, like a new flavor just sitting over there, like I got early to like do a whole thing with, and like they're just coming out with like 2 or 3 flavors a month now. Like PewDiePie just got his second one.
They're going crazy with those flavors, man.
Yeah.
They need to get the cans in Canada. They don't have the cans in Canada yet.
They don't have the cans where I am yet. I have to get them off of like, yeah, they're slowly expanding. COVID definitely hurt with stuff, and like there's people in like Europe and stuff that like, bro, I want to buy G Fuel with your code, but it's like $50 shipping. I'm like, just wait. They're building a warehouse in like Belgium or something. Like they're expanding really fast, and I think they're playing it safe how many people they give a code to because of that. It's like a food franchise. They don't want to like open too many at once, But yeah, you could, bro. I got there's a G Fuel partner I could talk to, like a partnership manager I could talk to.
Yeah, they've reached out to my manager before, but like there's a couple like offers I've had from other energy drink companies where I'm like, I don't want to sign that too quick.
Trust me, because before I settled on G Fuel, I tried all of them. I mean, like I didn't try. There's a couple that are like based out of like different countries, so I didn't try those. But like everything I saw, I was like, is it really worth me spending $40 on shipping to get this one thing to try and not like it, or not think it's as good? But someday I might do that though, just to compare. And I know G Fuel would be cool about it because like I already know that G Fuel's like one of the better things out there. So, you know, but there was some like sponsorship opportunities, and it's like they're gonna offer me so much money a month, but the code's not gonna do well because nobody even knows about this brand.
Yeah.
Or it's just, G Fuel's just crushing them. So
G Fuel was definitely first to the they were
been around for a while.
Yeah, they were first to the party.
I drink it every day, man. I'm addicted to the damn stuff. My caffeine tolerance is ridiculous.
I have a cup right here. I haven't had G Fuel in a hot minute. It's been a while since I've had a cup, but I was like, hell with it. I'm having a G Fuel today.
What flavor?
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie? I saw the color and I was no.
Yep, it's good.
Yeah. Well, what kind of stuff do you like flavor wise?
I like the PewDiePie one. Anything kind of like berry related, I guess, is always good. You can never go wrong with it, right?
Yeah.
Butters has a really good flavor.
Oh, dude, I mixed that and Wampa fruit today. It's really good. It's like Wampa fruit was my favorite for a long time, but now it's kind of tied with another flavor. But Wampa fruit is like apple juice with like a splash of mango in it. So if you like either of those things, it's really good. If you like PewDiePie, the new clickbait flavor, that tastes like cherry Kool-Aid. That's really good.
Okay, maybe I'll give that a try.
Go
There's a couple that I think I will. I'll use your code. There's a couple I missed out on 100%, so I might go back and might go cop some.
Well, now tomorrow, 30%.
They release they do a lot of tie-ins with video games, right? I think like the Wampa fruit one is really good. I didn't try it, but like the branding and stuff on it, and like their marketing was really good.
Oh, dude, the designer is killing it with the tub design.
They do ones with like Resident Evil and like stuff like that, and it's just so hard. I feel like I don't know how the flavors are, but I feel like it's so hard to market like putting Resident Evil characters on like a tub. You know what I mean? Like
Nemesis T.
Yeah, stuff like that. It's like it must be hard to market it.
My wife loves that flavor, and you could tell whether a flavor. I mean, I infer that you can tell that a flavor is doing well or not based off of how often it gets out of stock and whether they take a long time to restock it or not. Because if like a flavor goes out of stock and then it's like, man, it's been like 3 months and they haven't even talked about bringing it back, it's like that's probably not doing well. But Nemesis T has stayed around. They got a new one that's coming out. They did like the tall tub. It's got that's on its well, it's not on its way yet, but that's coming. I tagged you on Twitter with the Sanic chili dog one because everybody thought that was a joke, but they're really coming out with a chili dog flavored G Fuel, bro. that YouTube video is gonna kill it, dude.
Have you tried it yet?
No, it's not. Like, I think it got delayed or something. But it's coming. It is real. I have confirmed it is real.
Can you put that in the podcast at all?
Oh yeah, other content creators have been talking about it. Like, yeah, it's real. Like, everybody's asking.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but no, the people over at G Fuel are like they're they're really cool about working stuff out. Like, you know, Gutsy Aiden.
Yeah.
So he did a mouse pad with me, and I worked it out with G Fuel. They sent me like, I don't even know how many packets. It was ridiculous, but we were able to throw like a packet in with each order, so that was really cool.
Kind of epic.
So yeah, no, they're really good about. Definitely, they gotta like pass things up the chain, obviously, if you have an idea. But they're really good about trying to do stuff to like kind of collaborate. So that's cool. Like I really respect the brand and the people behind it. You know.
Yeah, no, they are some smart people over there, and they definitely taken a lot of really good steps. I'm excited to see the cans in more stores and in Canada though. G Fuel, if you're watching this, please hurry up.
They're good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cans they're definitely because they're double the caffeine, so like I don't drink them a lot, but they definitely taste different a little
Carbonated,
bit.
right?
They're lightly carbonated, kind of like the Red Bull. But
Okay.
yeah, no, like PewDiePie it's more of like a, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a stronger version of the flavor. Like it's really in your face, but it's good if you like that flavor. You know what I mean? But dude, I was gonna say, because I can be honest, that Sonic Ring Peach Rings flavor, I didn't like it, bro.
I think it was okay,
Not
but
enough
it was
candy.
I
Like
feel like it was too. I feel like it was too sweet, to be honest. I
It
don't know.
tasted like straight peach juice to me. Like I wanted more of like the candy crystal flavor. You know what I mean? That makes sense.
I agree. Yeah, and it was a
But
little. It was all right.
the cans,
It was.
the cans even worse. It just tastes even more like.
Oh no.
Like if you like peach juice, like my mom likes peaches, she liked it, but.
And I'm gonna run an idea by you really quick. I was thinking of making a TikTok, starting a petition to get me a cameo in the new Sonic movie coming up.
100% do it.
Are they still filming that? Probably are.
I don't even know if I could probably find out if they've even started filming
Sonic
it.
2 filming.
Takes 2 years to make a movie.
Until wait, they might be done already.
I can CGI you in.
Yeah.
Dude, that's I think it was Stony Stark. Because I told him, I was like, yeah, they're filming like Stranger Things out here. He's like, bro, like, and I was like, if I had the check mark, I feel like I'd be able to like at least get the conversation started. Because I've got buddies who are in, and they say that those assistants, when they get a phone call about something, if you're a verified person, like they kind of they're obligated to kind of like set something up. Whereas if you're just some Joe Schmo, you know, like it's like, no, we're not doing anything like that, you know. But like they can get in trouble if they don't hear what you have to say or what your agent has to say or something. Which I don't have an agent yet, but there's an agency that I'm talking to. But he was like, dude, Stranger Things, you don't even have to say anything. You just have to be in the background for one little scene eating a bag of Doritos. Like that's all you gotta do. And I was like, bro, that'd be crazy.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
That would be you gotta get verified. I don't know how you're not verified yet, to
Dude,
be honest.
I don't know. I don't know what to do at this point.
It is honestly ridiculous. It's weird.
I've seen Brad Easy complaining about it. I think he's at like 2.5 million or something. So he's kind of. They definitely like. I don't know if it's because they verified a lot of people and they just don't want to give it out as much anymore or what.
Yeah, I have no clue. Do you know who Crusader is?
I know who Crusader is.
Yeah. She couldn't get verified for the longest time.
Yeah.
And I don't know. They were really, really stingy on giving it to her. And she was a massive. She still is massive, right? And she was massive. Like she was like had a couple million followers before I even had like a couple 100,000. And I got verified well before her, and they were literally denying her verification. So I don't know. You gotta talk. I think you gotta talk to the right people there.
Yeah, but I don't even know how to get talking to the right people. You know.
Yeah, I'll. Do you have a rep there at all?
No, isn't that something you get when you get verified, or no?
You're supposed to, but they were so backed up that you don't even get them anymore. Like, so I'll.
Because like I know Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, I should get the check mark already because of like getting the 100,000, all that stuff. I mean, you said something about giving me a contact or something to speed that up.
Yeah. Wait, I'll watch. Wait on
YouTube. YouTube.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay, the plaque, the plaque in the.
I'm gonna do that right now. Actually, 1 second. I know exactly. It's how I found it is and YouTube.
It's in the description of a video. And I will send you this right now before I forget. If you go to this link, second, I'm going to send it to you on Twitter because I don't. So yeah, go to this link, and it looks like a wait. I gotta make sure. Yeah, right there. And then you hit the chat, and someone comes up in like 2 seconds.
They have something like that?
Yeah, and not a lot of people know about it. Don't tell people.
Yeah, keep it on the down low.
It's secret. I don't know. The reason I found it is because I was searching up like some questions I had, and it was like in the description, and I was like, oh.
Dude, I mean,
so
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and basically they just tell you about they basically just check your stuff and then put the play button through, and they still email you a form right away. Pretty much, the verification thing is just as easy as well.
Yeah, because I was wondering like if it would help with the. Because if I can get verified on like everything else, and I'm not verified on TikTok, it literally makes no damn sense. Like somebody would be able to look at that and be like, "Why isn't he verified?" You know. Mm-hmm. But I know if I go act in like some short films or something like that, literally just be in it for like 30 seconds or something, that counts as an IMDb credit. And if you get 10 of those, that's grounds to be verified on Twitter, Instagram. That's all there is. Facebook, I think, too.
You could probably apply for verification on Twitter maybe now. I don't know. They have
I've seen them giving it to people lately for some reason. Like
yeah, they open up the verification system again. That's why.
Oh, okay.
You can apply for it, but you can apply for it as an influencer or content creator. I think that's different. I think actually influencer and content creator are two separate things. So influencer is the 3 credits, 3 articles written about you or including you. Okay. And then content creator is you link your largest platform. And I did it as influencer and linked a bunch of articles where I was just briefly mentioned, got denied, and people like not even near my size on their main platform are getting like verified. I'm like, fuck, I did it the wrong way. But I think there might be a certain threshold for applying as a content creator. I don't know. It's weird.
Because like I know the CEO of the org I'm a part of, he just got it. But I think it's because he has in his thing like CEO of Elevate or whatever it is, so like whatever he has it as. So I think that probably helped.
Yeah, verification is definitely weird. I want it on. I'd love to get it on Instagram.
Dude, screw Instagram. It's gonna go away soon.
Think so?
Yeah, I post like once a week on there. I post on my story a lot whenever my code's 30%. I'll get tagged and stuff after that. People are like, I bought G Fuel, But other than that, like, it's just the platform is so overloaded with ads. Like sometimes you can't even tell whether it's an ad or not.
I would recommend just post some of your TikToks on there and Reels.
Yeah,
they do well. Like I'll go to mine right now. Like my Instagram, I have no growth on it anymore at all, man. It's so slow. I had like a boom, and then now it's like but my videos are still getting good views. Like my last one I posted after not posting for like weeks is 100,000 views, and 148, 130, 240, 200, 500, 200K, and I have like 181K followers. But I literally just repost my TikTok content on there, man. It's like that's a big thing for me. Is that's what I learned too when I was doing like social media management for companies. Like you'd recycle content, you'd make something for this platform, you post it on something else a different day. It's free, right?
Yeah, because like there's people that I've interacted with. I don't really interact with that much anymore, but like they've always argued that, like they'll argue, don't repost your stuff because each platform should look like it's a special place to come, But like Instagram, I just feel like it's garbage. It's like it's not growing. Same thing with Facebook. Facebook, I think, is it's mostly older people on there now. You know what I mean? But like if I got offered like some crazy contract to go stream on Facebook, I probably wouldn't even take it because I'd be like, it's just not a good platform to grow on or anything.
It'd be a lot of variables, 100%.
It's the perfect example of like Ninja and Shroud. I think if Ninja hadn't gone to Mixer, he'd be doing a lot better today.
I don't think he cares, to be honest, anymore.
I don't think he does either, but I'm sure he's thought about it.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as he came back, it was just like nobody cared anymore.
Yeah. I think you know the Bentis is, right?
Of course, yeah. I've rated him once or twice. I thought about trying to reach out to him to get him on here, but I think he's a lot bigger, isn't he?
Yeah, he might do it.
I've known Ben for a while, since like when I first started to blow up on TikTok. He commented on one of my things. We talk every like couple weeks, or like every week or so. I'll text him and ask him questions.
He's funny.
And he's a genius. He's actually, a lot of people don't realize he's a genius. He has his own orthodontist office. He has his own toothbrush company. He just hit 1 million He just hit 1 million followers on YouTube in a couple months.
That, yeah.
What's his?
Because I know his YouTube shorts have been killing it, bro. But
821K on Instagram. Like, he's a smart guy, and he has a successful. He had a pretty successful Twitch as well, doing gaming and gaming TikToks, but he's kind of slowed down. He told me he's going to get back into it, but
I keep seeing him tweet about going full time with the content.
Yeah, almost 10 mil on TikTok, and he gives me a lot of advice when I have questions about stuff. He hasn't, he's one of those people, like, he has no problem like giving me tips and stuff, and he's definitely helped me a ton, gave me a ton of advice. And Instagram Reels was one of the big ones. Like him and someone else were the ones who put me on Instagram Reels, and it's big. Just repost your content. That's what he does, and
because reposting my videos on YouTube Shorts, the issue I've ran into is a lot of my TikToks are responding to comments. Like, it'll be a comment, and I use that concept for some kind of skit or something. Like today, somebody said, "Get little man a dinosaur," right? My stepson. And so I went like all out with it. Like, I put the green screen of like us standing in the Jurassic Park field, and he's like, "Oh yeah, look at that one." I was like, "Oh, you want to take that one home?" And then he's like, "Look, a T-Rex," and we start running. We're like, "Oh fuck!" And like, I posted that on Twitter too because I thought that was really funny.
I'll go give it a watch. You have a shorts channel, right?
No, I started one and then I got rid of it because like it just wasn't growing. Like my videos would get literally like 8 views.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd recommend trying to do something with your YouTube, with your TikToks, even if it's only the comments. There's no harm in just reposting it on Instagram. Like, it's at the same time, like, listen, you're not posting anything on Instagram right now.
Yeah, no, Instagram I'll throw stuff on, but like YouTube, since I've kind of built my following on there with the long form content, it feels weird to like switch gears.
That's understandable.
But yeah, no, YouTube Shorts, I really talked to Ben Jams a lot about that.
Yeah, he gave me a couple tips really early on. Him and Sally were two. Him, Sally, and also Bentus.
I thought about talking to Sally too, but like I don't know. He seems like he's just kind of doing his own thing. Like, I feel weird coming to him, be like, "Yo."
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He might hop on, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think never. I never really hesitate to ask people questions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think like I've talked to Zeusy, like I've given Zeusy a lot of little small tips and tidbits and stuff that's worked for me with gaming content, and he said it helped him quite a bit too. So I was thinking of doing maybe a series on how to make TikTok, stuff like that. A lot of gaming stuff is about pacing. I feel like it's almost like min-maxing it. So like you're adding the minimum content possible, but the maximum of what you need, like cutting out like the silence and stuff like that on TikToks, right? Like 1 second on a TikTok can ruin it.
Yeah.
1 extra second gets someone swiping. When you're swiping through, like we mentioned, 100 videos in the span of an hour, don't give them reason to click off. Start the video with something happening and end it on a high note too. So maybe they watch it again.
Yeah. How do you feel about the 3-minute thing rolling out? There's a lot of people saying it's going to kind of split the community in half. There's going to be people who mostly watch, because I'll watch one long TikTok and then like a bunch of them after that will be really long. And so I could see how if somebody keeps watching those, like their For You page is just going to turn into the longer ones.
Maybe I'm going to see if I can get 3-minute videos on my second account and repost them on there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my YouTube videos, edit them in the style of my TikToks, like just like crop them. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's a weird one for sure.
Yeah. Because like I said, the streaming thing, like I feel like my passion is not there as much as the content is. Because like I said, to me, it's about the process and stuff. And streaming, you just start streaming and then play games. And
yeah,
I don't know.
I agree. I think I've been focusing a lot on streaming, and I should probably I think I need to start taking a little more time off and sitting like during the week, maybe only streaming like I don't know. I was thinking of taking the entire rest of this month off and just banging out a bunch of TikToks and then uploading them all through July, you know.
Do it, man.
Maybe I don't know.
Hey,
it's definitely
I'm still open to doing that the Frankie guy coming in. Put the squirrel costume on.
I definitely want to do some collabs. It's just finding good ways to do them. That's the only issue.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely. You got to find two kind of styles that can like work together. I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, what's up?
But at the same time, I also want to be able to look back on my content and, you know, see that I've done like a list of collabs with people that I like, just enjoy their content I'm friends with. Like, I like that I have like TikToks with the Bentis, TikToks with Spidey, some TikToks with Tim and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I like having that in my catalog. You know, I like to look back on what I've done and be like, okay, this is cool. You know? So I definitely want to make something work specifically for that reason. So
yeah. I was gonna say though, like I also worry that because I feel like my passion is more with film and TV stuff. If I were to actually start acting, it would definitely take time away from all this stuff. You know, content creation. Like if I'm on a set all day, there's no way I can crank out 6 TikToks and a YouTube video. So
you could maybe just record them, do a bunch in a day, spend a weekend doing a bunch, maybe. I don't know.
It's basically what I do now.
Yeah. It'd be rough.
Yeah, I don't know. I've thought about scaling back on how much I post, but I feel like my TikTok affects everything else so much. I'm scared to do it. You know?
Yeah. It really does, right? Like your other platforms to a degree are dependent on what you post on TikTok. I say this all the time. Like if I have a dip in viewers, I can look at that and realize like, okay, my Twitch viewers are dipping because I'm not posting on my other platforms. I haven't posted on TikTok in a month and a half. You know, I haven't posted on Instagram in like a couple weeks. I haven't posted on YouTube, you know? I can look at that and understand and identify the reasons why. But it's because it's just so hard to grow on Twitch too, right? And even YouTube now. Like it's really hard to grow on those platforms. Like, and if you get people to follow you from the content, you got to keep making content to keep them engaged, to get them to keep coming back, even if it's on a different platform. It's a weird way that it works, but like I always say, like if Tim the Tatman stopped posting YouTube videos, even though his biggest platform is Twitch, and he's already established himself as a creator, he wouldn't get as many viewers on.
Yeah, he would see a dip.
Twitch.
Yeah,
you'd see a dip, you know, even though he's already made it. And it's just how it is. Like I watch a Miskit video or a Ludwig video, and then when I see them on Twitch, I'm like, oh, I watched a video by them earlier today. I want to click on their stream, see what they're doing. You know, they're keeping me engaged even when I'm on the platform to get me to come to them while I'm on the platform. And a lot of people don't understand that. You know, and I think that you know, spending less time streaming and more time making content is definitely the play, 100%.
Yeah,
and Zeusie's been talking about doing that as well. And that's probably the, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I just started going back to the gym and stuff, so I thought about doing a little fitness style content, see how that does, you know. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, what if they don't like it or it doesn't do well? But I mean, I got nothing to lose trying something like that.
Especially if you post so many too. Like if you just sprinkle a couple in here and there, you know, you can see how they do while you're posting your other stuff.
You want to know one idea I had? Somebody commented, they're like, bro, do you even lift? Like, do you even go to the gym? And I wanted to be like, do I go to the gym and like slam like, you know, a G Fuel cup with like put strawberry banana in there and then like strawberry muscle milk in there, slam it, and then it shows me like driving to the gym and then pumping out some iron, dude.
That'd be good. Like you should definitely do that.
Yeah, it's just a matter of doing it. You know, it's an idea I'm sitting on, but my content's all over the place too, man. You know, but
it's not a bad thing though. It gives you room to breathe and experiment and try new stuff.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm not posting anything new. I'm gonna do the same thing I'm doing on TikTok. I like doing it and it's working well too. So I'm like, on TikTok, my main one, I'm just gonna do the same stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool feeling like I don't really have to like post the same thing all the time, you know, but I don't know. I still like, you're still kind of in a niche, you know what I mean? If I don't put Twitch and gaming in my hashtags, I feel like it just doesn't do as well, you know? But even though my stuff's not even as gaming related as it used to be, you know, and sometimes I wonder if maybe I should make it more gaming related again, you know? But then there's the other people who are like, dude, start making vlogs, like family vlogs. But I'm like, I don't want to go the family route. Like I like that TikTok is quick. It's done. Like I'm not filming my family all day. You know?
Yeah, you're not making. Yeah, that's a big thing you see is family vloggers, and that's like their kids on there's kids on camera 24/7, and it's like, you know, I mean, that's probably like you're taking a lot of your kids' time up too, a lot of like growth, you know, and just have them on camera. So it's like it's definitely a slippery slope. So I think right now what you're doing, like you're perfectly fine, you know, you're having fun with it, but definitely the family vlog is definitely something that, you know, you definitely got to put thought into 100%. A lot of people don't when they make family vlogs, and you see the repercussions of it. Remember I mean, this isn't, you wouldn't be nearly, like, obviously not even in the same spectrum as this, but have you ever seen the Daddy 05 stuff?
Oh yeah, dude. Holy crap, man.
Like people take family vlogging way too seriously. Like they go insane with it.
Yeah.
So it's like, and really raise the question of like, you know,
they got like all their kids taken away.
Pretty much, yeah. They deserved it too, 100%.
Yeah, some of the stuff I was like, bro, how did this go on for as long as it did? You know? But I mean, it's because they started to gain more viewership, obviously more eyes on them. Can't really go under the radar as much. You know? I mean, that's why I've always been like, you know, there'll be days where my stepson's not in it at all, because I'll just be like, hey, you want to make a video? And he's like, no. I'm like, all right, just do something else.
Yep, that's definitely the best way to do it, 100%. I think you're on the right track with that one. Because, you know, a lot of those YouTubers, they force their kid to be in their video. Kid wants to go do something else, watch a show, like, you get on camera right now.
I mean, the last thing I want is for him to grow up and be like, my parents used me, you know? Like, that'd be awful, bro. You know? And people say it all the time, like, bro, the only reason why, like, you got Twitch viewers right now is because your kid. How do you feel about that? I'm just like, oh, yeah. I'll always argue, but, like, yeah, because he knows how to, like, film and edit a TikTok all on his own. You know, like, he's doing all that.
Yeah, people are dumb.
But yeah, man, social media is a crazy beast.
It is. It's honestly kind of terrifying how big it's gone. Like how, you know, I see it like there's a lot of money in it now, right? A lot of money and a lot of sponsors, a lot of opportunities. I think it's nice. But at the same time, there's definitely downsides to it too, right? It's getting too corporate to a degree, I think. I'm not saying kids should be going around acting like they did in MW2 lobbies, right? Obviously not. But like, you know.
That reminded me of an idea that I feel like it might be too dark.
Oh, God.
You want me to tell you? People keep saying it, like, let little man play Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Like, let him do this. And I'm like, nah, you know, like, he's 4. He doesn't even be playing Call of Duty. But, like, there was one where, I did one, and, like, I just had him, like, voice over, like, an AC-130 and, like, MW2, like, killing people. And he's like, you know, got you, bad guy, and don't touch my cheeseburgers and stuff like that. You know, it was funny. But I thought about doing where I'm like, all right, fine, I'll let him play it. And, like, it just cuts to, like, remember, no Russian.
Oh, God.
But I'm like, no, I'm probably going to get some backlash for that one. People just... There's definitely part of my community that's too soft.
Yeah, that'd be so funny though. even if like you just went and recorded that clip by yourself and just put his face cam over it, so he wasn't actually playing and just pretending like he was, you know, obviously.
Yeah.
Like you could just do something like that where like he's like, "Yay, we're starting the game!" And like here's ding, and the elevator's open, and it's like, and it just cuts there, right? Like it just ends.
Yeah, like me explaining, like, this is to shoot, you know, like, this is to reload, this and that. Okay, and then it just, bing.
Yeah, you can have it. Yeah, you can have it like the vertical cam of your cell phone, like you usually do. And you're like, so here's like, you know, I'll show him all the buttons and stuff. And then he's like, all right. And then like he turns, and then it's like kind of like the webcam over like the gameplay. And it's like, yay, ding. And then it just cuts right there.
Yeah, it
like,
just cuts.
You'd have to end it. It'd be so good.
Can't go any farther though, bro.
Yeah. Honestly, you could maybe do that. I think it'd be hilarious. I don't know how your audience would receive it, but
there's definitely some people who would be like, "You let them play that?" Like they just don't. It's probably the younger people just don't understand the concept of like staging something.
Yep.
Which blows my mind sometimes. What they think is real, you know?
Yep.
Like I've been doing this like running series. Will they'll say like I lost a follower, and I'll just be like, "No!" Like I'm just like dramatic, like crying on the floor. You know, I was like crying in the shower. Stuff like that, you know? And people will be like, it's okay, like, I followed on my 10 accounts or something. I'm like, bro.
Yeah. I was thinking of doing a thing like where I read stupid comments or something like that, like a series about it. But I know like if I was to like do a series or read stupid twist messages or messages, comments, or anything like that, it would entice people to do it to try to get on it. Right. That's my only thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would just be like, it's not really bringing attention to it and like a way to like be like, oh, this is stupid. It's like, oh, I can get jordy2d to notice me, because that's sometimes what it is. Like people come in my chat and they'll say the wildest things, and they're on band requests. I'm a big fan. I just want you to notice me. It's like, dude, how are you gonna like say these horrible things to me and then try to tell me you're a fan and I'll try to apologize for it? Like, it just wanted attention. Like, I was just kidding.
Yeah. No, I mean, after doing those ones, like all my comments would be, "You lost another follower," you know, this, that. So.
Yep. TikTok comments or something else, man.
Bro, I don't even read them sometimes, man. I'm just like,
yeah,
I just don't.
I kind of just go through when
at first
I like the first couple of them from like friends and other creators, just so like my people I know and other creators on the top, and that's it.
Bro, I feel so bad when like somebody like you comments and it's like I don't see it till like 3 days later. I'm like, oh shit, like, you know.
No, that happens, dude. Spidey had this issue a couple times where he would like be doing these skit videos. People would comment, "This is fake, you fucking stupid idiot," and he would like be like fighting with people in the comments. And I'm like, dude,
yeah, you can't do that.
If you reply or to any comment, even if you don't like it, it puts it on the top. So the top reply, like if you reply to something, it puts it on the top. And if someone opens the comments and the first thing they see is number one, them getting a reaction on you, they're gonna leave a similar comment, or you're bringing attention to it, they're gonna leave a similar comment, right? And like you acknowledging it brings more attention to it on TikTok.
Yeah.
When you acknowledge stuff like that, brings you to the forefront of all the potential nice comments. I said just reply and like the nice ones, and then you're good. Because I've had that happen before, where someone would like leave a comment on one of my hot mic videos where I was parachuting in and I shot a guy coming out of the air, and all the comments were so mean, dude. Like, you're a piece of shit for doing that. No honor, no skill. And it's like, dude, what the hell? Like, and I replied to a couple of them, and dude, and that comment section was just flooded with them. And I've never had that happen before. And I still, since I learned from that moment, right? I'm like, all right, you just gotta ignore them.
Yeah.
Because people just really want that attention.
People want attention, and then I think there's definitely people out there who project like their insecurities and like failures onto you. Like they almost want to like make you feel what they're feeling, you know? Like yep. I had some guy who was going to every one of my TikToks and saying this guy doesn't deserve any of the success that he has. Like, this guy's terrible. He's not even good at video games, stuff like that. Like, why are you watching him? You know?
Yep.
Just like, bro.
Yep. Yeah, this is something I've talked about. Yeah.
You're making it personal, bro.
Yeah. I mentioned this like a couple times in my stream where like I'm like, years and years ago, man, I used to just be like the most like just like how do I explain it? Like, I'm like, fuck everybody, right? And I used to be like that on the internet, right? And essentially, like, I look back on it, I tell people like, yeah, I went through like a long period of my time in life where I was a miserable person. A lot of it's I was just unhappy with myself, right? You're unhappy with like, your life, stuff going on in your life, like where you ended up. And so, yeah, like you take out that anger on other people. So that's why like I understand people come to my chat and they say all this wild stuff. Like they're probably not really happy themselves, because I've been in that position, and you can really grow up and learn from it, or you can kind of just
yeah. And I mean,
never,
depending on the mood I'm in, I'll be like, screw you, man, I'll pull up their profile or something. But then there's other times like, bro, what's going on, man? Like, you just came in to say something wild like that. Like, that's not like that's not out of nowhere. Like, something going on at home, your girlfriend break up with you, like but sometimes they'll be like, yeah, you know what, like, my dad grounded me or something. I'm like, okay, well, don't take it out on me, just, you can hang out here, just don't be like that. But then there's other times where they're just like, no, fuck you.
That's probably most of the time. People sometimes come to my chat and they go, ban me, and my mom just banned, and they're on ban requests is like, you soft bitch. And it's like, dude, what do you mean? You asked my mom to ban you. Like, what?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah. I'll see it all the time. They'll be like, you just set a new record for my like personal band speed run. And I was like, okay.
So stupid, dude. Kids are weird on the internet. And I was a piece of shit when I was younger. It's like I understand to a degree,
But like it's gotten so bad, I feel like recently with like how much access people have to communicate with creators and stuff like that, and like how personal people get with stuff, and because you put so much of your life on the internet, people are like just super like way too into it. I don't know.
I mean, back in like the Xbox 360 days, I was a pussy, man. Like if I said like one bad thing to somebody in the lobby, like they'd say something to me, like, oh, your mama or something, and then like send me a voice message, and then like be like, I'm gonna hack you and like get your address, and I'm like, oh no, like I never do it again.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I was such a pussy about it.
I remember the first time I got Xbox Live. I'm the first person I ever added. Like I was like, we're talking and messaging back and forth. He was like, oh, like, so, where are you from? And I was like, he's trying to find me. This is like the people my mom told me about. And I like blocked them and everything.
You're like looking out the window.
Yep. Terrified, dude.
Dude, I remember one time I said something and this guy was like, shut up, you little kid, this and that. And then he sent me a picture of a JJ, bro. Like straight up just a picture on Xbox Live. And right when I opened it, my mom was walking through the living room and I was like, it's like worst timing ever, bro. And I was like shocked at the same time, Yeah. I was like,
fuck. Yeah. Xbox Live was literally
it's the Wild West.
It actually was, dude. It was actually wild.
Yeah. And like you would report people and it wouldn't do nothing.
Nope. Xbox Live had like a gamer rep thing, I think.
Yeah, something like but you lose a star.
Never mattered.
Yeah.
They should bring that back, honestly, man. Like that was actually kind of like I feel like I'll put that again. The only people who would you just get reported by everyone need to be one all the time because the only time no one ever gets positive reviews, right? It's always negative ones. So.
Oh my gosh, such a wonderful teammate to play with. 5 stars.
Yep. Not likely. Never.
I always think about that when I try like food places, Because my wife would be like, oh, well, this place has 4.8 stars, but this place only has 4.5. We should go to the 4.8 one. I'm like, I don't know. Because when you think about it, like, who's going to leave a review? Somebody who's pissed off or somebody who really enjoyed their food?
Yep. I do this fun thing sometimes when, like, let's say I call with my phone bill or my internet bill or call my bank, right? Like I'm talking to a support person. At the end of the call, they're like, is there anything else I can help you with? I'm like, yeah, actually, could I speak to a manager, please? And they're always like,
what's wrong?
Oh, yes, I'll get someone why. And I'm like, oh, I just want to leave you a good review. And like sometimes like I do it all the time because like I think one, I'm kind of a piece of shit, and it's kind of like it's just I don't say it like a mean tone, but hearing their reaction is always kind of like it's always kind of a little bit funny. And then they always get so happy though, right? So it's like man, these people never get positive reviews. And like I'll call my phone provider will say the manager will always say like wherever it is like oh I was really worried like it's never positive, we never get these like calls, and it's like if someone helped me, like they did a good job, like they deserve a little bit of props, right? Because when you work in like those shitty dead end jobs, man, that goes away, man. Like that goes like a long way. Like when you have one good person, like say you did a good job, and like the manager, they take note of that helps with promotions and stuff. So I recommend everyone watching.
I mean, I haven't done it as much now because obviously like COVID, everybody's inside. But like I would always be like, hey, nice shoes, or I like your shirt or something. Yeah. Just random people, because like you never know, man. Somebody might be having the worst day of their life, and that one little thing kind of brightens their day for a second,
Dude, I talked about this last night on stream, but I hope I can't let my girlfriend hear me about this. I was in McDonald's drive-thru the other day. And I was like going to the first window, and this girl was like, I paid for my food, and then she's like, she turned around and be like, oh wait, and I was like, okay, no, my card declined or something like that. So I'm like, and she's like, oh, you really remind me of that guy from like that show, The Outlanders. And I was like, I've never heard of that show in my entire life. She's like, oh yeah, look it up, like it's like John something. And I was like, all right. And I was like, I'll take that as a compliment. She goes, oh, don't worry. She goes, that's a really good compliment. And I was like, oh God. So I go I went home later and I like Googled like the person, like name of this person. And I was like, oh my God, feeling great today. So, stuff like that, like, regardless of who you are, it feels good getting compliments, like especially by a random stranger,
Dude,
and when you're in a workplace, it goes a long way.
And it's happening less and less with everybody walking around on their phone all the time. Like they don't care about anything going on around them. San Francisco was really bad. Like people would literally just like bump into you like Assassin's Creed. Like just boom. And I'm like, God damn. And then, you know, they don't care. They just keep going. They don't say sorry, nothing. There's so, dude, I hated San Francisco. It's like 9 million people in like a 1.5 by, it's like a 6 square mile place, 9 million people. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, big places in the U.S. are just weird. I don't think I'd ever want to move to the U.S. No, I know you and Zeusy talked about this in the last podcast. You're like, one of you guys were saying, Jordy got to move to the U.S. or something like that.
Yeah. I was like, he needs to move over here, dude. Join the creator fund.
Yeah. So
You'd be
like,
killing it.
I was like, I don't know, man. I like my small town Canada life. You know.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I personally, I like mid-sized places. I don't like living on top of somebody, you know, 3 stories high or whatever, 10, 15 stories. But at the same time, I don't like having to, because one of the places I was stationed in, like Washington State, right by Canada, just like nobody there. Like the chick I was dating lived like 30 minutes away, so I was like, God, like I do want to hang out, but I don't want to drive 30 minutes right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like not having to drive 30 minutes just to go to Walmart, or like
awful.
It sucks. But what places have you been to in the U.S.?
Nowhere.
You haven't visited? Trying to
which
think,
cons
like,
open up?
Yeah, I mean, because that's San Jose, so that was like right by where I was living. So I like it better than San Francisco, but it's just so expensive. I don't know why anybody would want to live there, but it's all the techies, you know? But it never made sense to me. I mean, I guess it does if you just have fuck you money, but if you're making a ton of money, why spend so much of it to live somewhere like that? It just doesn't make sense to me. The more money you have, the more money you burn.
You see that with so many small TikTok creators who get big really quick. Got to go to LA, you know? That's like the big thing. And it's like, you are like just like in college. You dropped out of college to move to LA, like, because you made a couple bucks on TikTok. The opportunities are not that plentiful.
And like, I just moved from there. I was living over there when I got out because I had a job lined up. Then COVID happened. Like I was gonna go be a production assistant on a show, pretty decent sized show too. Just got canceled, but
damn. Can you say what it is?
Yeah, it was I don't even remember the name. It was the spinoff of that show Blackish. It might have been Whitish or something like that. I don't even know.
I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know what either of those shows are.
But anyways, yeah, I as soon as I was like, okay, everything's shut down. Like going to work on a set right now as a coffee runner, you know, doesn't make any sense. Let's get the hell out of here. It's too expensive. And like moving to New Mexico, which is Breaking Bad. We're in that area. I don't know if you've seen that show. That's where we live. Like Walter White's house. Like I walked to it one time. It's like right there.
Kind of epic.
I mean, I think you commented on a TikTok way back when where we went to like the place where Los Pollos Hermanos was filmed.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. I was nerding out, man. I love that stuff. What was I saying? Oh, but anyways, like we moved out here and it literally cut our expenses in half. Everything. 50% cheaper to live here than LA.
Yep.
And we felt it. So
yeah, I want to I wouldn't mind moving to a bigger town. Like I'm in a really small town right now. I wouldn't mind moving to like Toronto or something like that, but I'd have to have the funds already in my bank account. But nothing's guaranteed in this, you know, in content creation and streaming, you know. Like right now, I know I'm fine. I know I can make content to grow even bigger, you know, but maybe that changes and I don't have that same kind of confidence. Maybe the landscape changes. Maybe, you know, Twitch isn't making as much money or YouTube ads get cut, you know, like anything could happen. It's definitely good to have money put in the bank. And a lot of these smaller creators, when they come up, they're just like, hey, let's move to LA with no money at all, right? Just like living rent by rent. Those creator houses, dude, those TikTok creator houses, and like, they're awful. No furniture. Nothing. If you ever see like these, like, you know, seeing the background of those, they look abysmal. It's essentially looks like they're squatting in abandoned mansions. And it's like, damn, like you guys are roughing it.
And there's people everywhere. Like you don't have any like privacy. Everywhere you go, there's somebody recording a video.
Yep.
You know,
I mean, it's a lot of the smaller houses. I wouldn't mind living in a house of already established creators who know what they're doing and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's different.
Like Phase Swag and them, they just moved into a house, like the Nuke Squad, and that looks pretty sick, right? You know, they're also all like, you know, they're older. They're not young kids or young adults, right? Like, so they know how to run a house and, you know, live their life and adult, you know?
Yeah, I mean, when I first started out, somebody tried to get me to move to Florida. I was like, bro, I got a family, and he like got so pissed that like I didn't want to come, like move in with him. I was like, bro, like you gotta understand how weird it is just coming to me like, you know, hey, I'm gonna start streaming, and I really dig your content, and like I think, you know, I have a lot to offer. I can get you like a nice PC, all this stuff, you know, just move into this content house. I was like, bro, I got a wife and a kid. You think they want to come move in with you? You know,
Yep.
no thanks, man. Like, thanks for the offer, but it's not really what I'm trying to do. He just like not happy.
Yeah. I feel like with the content house, you got to be in a content house, the right people, you know?
Yeah.
Like there has to be a reason for moving into a content house.
Yeah. Like I would never want to like start one, you know, me and a couple other, like if you're like, dude, come move to Canada, we're going to start a house. So I mean, probably not with the family, that's for sure. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. Does it really need to happen? Like, I feel like some people just do it to do it, you know?
And it's a big expense. So I don't know. I mean, if you can get it sponsored, like I know G Fuel sponsored like all the Face House and stuff, I mean, that's understandable, I guess. Those guys have also been living together forever.
Yeah, but at that point, you got to be doing so good on your own already. You know what I mean? It's like, you got options.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you, do you ever like drink on stream? Because I see a lot of those people, they'll do like parties and stuff on stream.
I don't drink a whole lot, to be honest. Not super big into drinking. Have like a couple of beer occasionally. I can't remember the last time I even drank was.
Yeah, I can't drink or anything on stream. Like, it just makes me paranoid. People are watching me and I'm not, like, I don't know. Like, I like being in control of myself, you know?
Yeah, it's understandable.
And, yeah, like, it makes me anxious knowing that I might, like, say something stupid or...
Yeah.
Or, like, I'll just get in shit-faced, like, just dying really stupid ways in the game, like, doing terrible.
Yep. Yeah, it's understandable. I think it's definitely a slippery slope drinking on stream. I'm not opposed to it, but I would never get sloshed on stream like some people do. I don't know.
I've literally seen people talk about how they had to go to rehab because they started drinking on stream, and it made them so kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, like such a more inflated version of themselves that people only wanted to watch them do those types of streams. Next thing you know, they're an alcoholic because they're always drinking because that's what brings the viewers, you know?
Yep.
Like, that's...
There's been a couple streamers like that who just, like, it ruined their life.
And drinking, you know, that can lead to other stuff. So...
Yep.
Yeah, slippery slope.
100%.
What's Canada? Because, like, I went to British Columbia once for, like, a few days. For, like, they call it a port call when you're on a boat in the military. And they had just legalized marijuana, so like everybody was like smoking it like crazy there.
Yeah, it wasn't as wild as I thought it would be, like at all, to be honest. People smoke weed occasionally. You don't really even see it. I'm not super big into it. I mean, it makes me extremely paranoid. It gives me worse anxiety than I already have, so it's just not for me. But it's every time you say it, people who smoke weed are like, you're smoking weed wrong. It's like, dude, come on. So it's like, it hasn't made too big a difference. It was never that big a deal around here anyway. No one really gave a fuck.
Yeah, I'm curious what's gonna happen when they legalize it over here, because like state by state, like I think New Mexico just passed it. Like next year, it's gonna be recreational here. So, I'm just curious to see what happens when the country finally does just legalize it completely. I'm sure there's gonna be parties everywhere because I saw that in Canada.
Yeah, I didn't see any personally, but
I was in a party area though, so that also.
That's true.
Kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful place. Like all the like, I don't know what they call them there, Parliament buildings and stuff. I don't know anything about Canada, but it was a really nice area, British Columbia.
Yeah, I haven't been there actually. I haven't been travel at all in Canada either. I have not went anywhere.
Nice people, really, everything is really clean. Total opposite of San Francisco. Like San Francisco, everybody's mean. Pissing and shitting in the streets is legal, so it's just you'll see a homeless person just squat
it's
and walk
legal?
away. Yeah, they made it legal.
Why?
They're tired of cleaning it. Because people would call and complain. They're like, "Hey, this dude just pooped in front of my store," but now it's legal, so you can't do anything about it. You gotta clean it yourself.
What?
They have apps that will tell you where people have pooped and peed so you can avoid it. Like, oh, this street's really bad.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, dude. Welcome to America.
Man, honestly, people always think Canada and America are so close together. There's a lot of big differences. Like, that blows my mind.
I mean, I feel like people mainly compare like the government systems and stuff, like healthcare and things like that. But
yeah, and there's a lot of big differences. I think, they're different countries, but it's just because I don't know. You guys do some wild stuff over there.
Oh yeah, we do.
Like that actually blows my mind.
Freedom, baby.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about any of that, but it's you guys are wild over there.
I mean, it depends on the state. Not really,
Sure.
but I mean, like, the states are different. Like California and Texas are like complete opposites of each other, you know?
Yeah.
So, like California, somebody even sees a gun in public, like everybody's calling the cops. But in Texas, you just like walk in your backyard and start blowing stuff up. Nobody cares. You know? It's weird. But I mean, it's all politics.
Yeah.
Which is why I wonder how it's going to change because marijuana has more been like a democratic thing, you know? So I'm curious how the whole country will react to something like that.
Yeah. U.S. politics scare me.
It sucks. I hate it.
You guys are. I don't. I say you guys. I'm not talking about you specifically. But like, it's weird seeing people in the U.S. like worship these political figures, man. I don't understand it. Like, like Canadians, we don't understand it at all. Like, it's just weird. And like, I could tell by your reaction right now, you're not one of those people.
I hate it, bro.
You definitely see it, right?
Like, I consider myself somebody like in the middle of the ground. Like, I get both sides and why they argue about stuff, but I don't want to be associated with either one.
Yep.
Like, I hate how like you can say one thing at like a party and all of a sudden like half the people there act like you just insulted a family member. It's crazy.
Yeah. Like, it's like a very, like, you guys, like, I keep saying you guys, I don't take my you silly, but like,
it's fine.
Politics over there seems like a very hive mind thing. It's like you have to go with what your party says, and you have to defend it to tooth and nail, regardless if you think it's right or it's right. You can't have like any mix. You can't agree on common ground. Like, it's weird over there, and people over here think you guys, like, people in the U.S. are crazy sometimes because, like, and I think too, with like everyone being like inside and on Twitter so much, it's come to the forefront. I think also Donald Trump, like I don't know. I mean, listen, I don't know anything. I'm gonna talk about Donald Trump.
Fine, dude. Nobody knows what they're talking about. That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
They're just repeating what they heard.
Yeah. I don't give a shit about anything about Donald Trump that he's done. I don't know. I don't even know anything. I don't keep up with U.S. politics. But I will say Donald Trump ruined Twitter because he came over to Twitter, dude, and what followed him was political discourse and journalists and like the most annoying fucking people right on both sides. And it's like those are the people who are pushed to the forefront of Twitter, and they ruined Twitter, man.
Yeah.
Donald Trump, I don't know how he did as a president. I don't care. He ruined Twitter.
Everything that's trending is about politics. Like, it's just...
I don't like that, I think that social media, to a degree, should be an escape. And a lot of people in modern times will argue that, and they say that it's, it's more than that. It's a platform you use to, spread all this stuff. And I agree to that to some extent, but we should be looking at our phones as an escape, not as like a means to like, have those discussions. I don't know.
I mean, the scary thing to me is that the internet is supposed to be like a free place. Like, anybody can just hop on, express their personality, their ideas, everything. And, there's the idea that eventually it's going to get locked down because of politics. They're going to, the government's got to make their money from the internet, everything. They're going to censor the internet. I mean, you've seen it start to happen already. But it's scary, man.
I mean, I don't know much about like to what extent in politics, but like, they were
gonna do this thing where it had to do with like cable brands and all that stuff, and whether like if you had Comcast, you would have to pay extra to watch Netflix. Like, you would have to pay for like a Netflix plan. Oh, you want to watch Netflix on Comcast? You got to pay for the Netflix plan. If you don't, they'll just throttle it to the point where you can't watch it. They'll just not load.
Yep.
And that was all political. It was basically like letting them run the internet, and that was scary.
Yep. Yeah, stuff like that's it's just it's super wild. Like I don't know. I think the internet is getting too big for its bridges now. Like I mean, especially now that I work online, I would like to be offline less. You know,
It's hard though when it's your job.
Yeah, definitely.
What? So when we talk, like, I feel like anytime I hear anybody talk about Canada, they're just talking about free healthcare or you guys are nice people. Like, hey, screw you, bud. Have a nice day. You know, that type of stuff.
There's dicks all over in Canada, right? I feel like people are assholes everywhere, but I feel like I live in a redneck town where people kind of make up quick, you know?
Yeah.
You treat people nice when you see them and hope for that treatment back. But I can't speak for everywhere else in Canada, though, so I don't know.
Because you only been in your one part.
Yeah, pretty much. Here, everything here is pretty lax.
Like, what do you guys do for fun over there? Like, as far as like vacation, like, is there like places you go to, or because like here, like during the winter, we'll go snowboarding. We'll probably go to Colorado, you know, or something to go see the snow, or
yeah, there's
beach.
Hills and stuff like that here for snowboarding, and there's a couple of beaches and stuff like that. But a lot of the big travel stuff is like out of country, you know.
Yeah, everybody just thinks
that's what it feels like, at least.
Everybody just thinks of Canada as a really cold place too, because of hockey and stuff. Which I was surprised you weren't like super into hockey.
Yeah, it's all right. I like skating. But
I can't skate. Last time I skated, I was on a date and I totally embarrassed the shit out of myself. Like they were gonna call me an ambulance and I sucked it up. And I had a sprained ankle for like a month because I walked on it.
They were gonna call you an ambulance?
They were gonna call me. This guy literally just chucked his kid into me, and like I tried to stop from landing on her, but then like at the same time, like you're not supposed to like stop yourself from falling because that's when you like twist your ankle and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And so I just should just squish that kid.
Jesus.
I'm kidding, but I mean, like in the military, you get injured like that, and, like everybody gives you shit for it. Like, oh, like I gotta pick up slack because you can't walk. You know, so it sucked.
Yeah.
But
that definitely must have been pretty shitty.
Yeah, I'm happy I got out at the time I did. Because I almost didn't. They offered me like a special contract because of COVID too. So I might not be here right now because I decided to stay in for an extra 6 months or something. It's crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of the military, when I worked in the military, I was obviously I was civilian, right? So I was working as a designer. So I was a civ.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just funny hearing the way like other civilians like in management positions would talk about high-ranking officials and stuff like that, and people in the military, like you have to address them this way, you have to say this, you have to do this, and like the people in like the high-ranking officials would be like, you can just fucking call me Dave, right? You don't have to say like, you know, my rank and, you know, my last name or whatever. Like you can just call me Dave or Mike or whatever the fuck their name was. And so it was just weird seeing how like lax a lot of these high up military officials were to the civilians, but like how uptight the civilian management was. It was really weird.
I mean, what was weird was I went from being on a boat, which is like the strictest it is because, you know, if you're not in line, you know, the boat catches on fire, like you're the one who has to fight that fire. So everybody's really uptight and everything. But in aviation, working on helicopters, the whole thing is like, hey, speak up, call me by my first name, you know, like the higher like officers and stuff, because you're just gonna die 0.02 seconds after I do if we crash, you know. So it was way more laid back in aviation. So it was weird because like I would go to bases where it was like boat people, and they would like stop and yell at me, and then they would see my wings and be like, "Oh, you're a Airedale, sorry." Like, and they hated it too because it was hard to do. Like, you had to have higher scores, all that stuff, you know, you had to pass tests. And so a lot of them just like, they wanted to, but they couldn't, you know? So they also kind of like despised us. They called us rotor heads. That's what they called us, rotor head.
Man, a lot of downtime in the military though, like on base from what I've seen and what I've heard. And like it must be boring sometimes.
Oh yeah. Like you can't do anything. It's downtime that you can't do anything with because at any time you might have to do something. So like you can't commit to anything. Like I mean, people would schedule vacations and get called back, have to cancel it. Wife would be pissed. You know, it's just a lot of miserable people.
Yeah, it's definitely a lifestyle not for everyone.
When I got in, I was like, I'm gonna do this for 20 years. I'm gonna retire because my dad was gonna retire, and then he got into a motorcycle accident, so he couldn't do it anymore. He did 14 years. So, and like he always talked about how he wished he could have finished. So I went in with the idea like this is something I'm going to want to do. But then I started like realizing I was like maybe I don't, you know, because the military is definitely not what it used to be. Now you can just tell on people about everything. If somebody looks at you the wrong way, you'd be like, he's bullying me. So yeah.
It probably goes against a lot of your training too, to a degree, right? Like I feel like I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. The training is pretty like hard and stuff like that, and then I don't know.
Well, I mean, you gotta also remember, like I was in the Coast Guard. People make fun of my branch of the military because we're not a part of the Department of Defense like the Marines, Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps is. We're the same department of the people that put you through the metal detector at the airport. And so people would act like we're not a real military branch. So like, but our training was, you know, I went to boot camp and it sucked and same thing, but I don't know, we just don't go to war. I mean, we do, but we don't train for it.
It's not a bad thing either, though. Not going to
No,
war.
I mean, the reason I also joined the Coast Guard was because I thought I'd probably sleep better at night knowing that I was saving people instead of killing them, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
But
I can definitely see that. I think that's like that's what a lot of people don't take into account probably either. Is like taking someone's life is probably like such a buck wild thing, you know? Like it's I think that's something it'd be hard to live with to a degree.
oh yeah, I got friends that are messed up, you know? They've done and seen stuff, and like I can tell they're not the same person because of it.
Yeah, no, it'd be hard for sure.
Yeah. But I mean, we've been going for 3 hours, 5 minutes, man. So
3 hour mark, let's go. W. Perfect.
But I don't know if there was anything else you wanted to talk about.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. We'll definitely have to do it again sometime if I can get a hold of you.
I'm down. I'm down. Maybe we'll get Zeusy and Spidey
oh,
on
yeah.
sometime.
Yeah,
maybe.
I was thinking about that too. I was like, I should get Zeusy and Spidey on and we'll just have a good time.
It'd be fun.
You and Spidey can just go at it.
Yeah. Oh my god. Spidey. People are coming to, like I said, I was making fun of him last night. I was saying he should rebrand to P-Boy Gaming. For some reason. It was just a joke. And he gets...
Where did it come from? Like, you just...
I don't know. I just make up little things about him. I'm like, I say how Spidey's mom came in and I heard her say that he peed the bed last night. And, and like, chat starts calling him P-Boy Gaming. So, and I start telling him that. And then people start going over to his chat and calling him P-Boy Gaming. People kept going over his chat and being like, hey, P-Boy Gaming, you have a small dick for some reason. Like, I don't know where that came from, but I was like, oh man, don't say that, guys. So he was real mad last night.
Yeah.
He was pissed.
Now, dude, your community is a little ruthless, bro. I'll go in there and somebody try to start something.
Yeah, it's weird, man. I feel like that's also like my content is like it's comedy based, so people are like, "Oh, he makes funny content. I can say whatever I want."
Yeah,
you know, it's like that's not how it works.
Yeah. Like I went in one time and somebody was like, "What's up, fatty?" I was like, "Yeah." You're like,
seen that too.
You're like, "Bro, what's going on? Like, what's your problem?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I was just joking."
People are so weird, dude. Chat is abysmal. I gotta start putting a sub only mode some of these nights, man.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't?
No, it can kill channels. I've seen it.
Mm.
Like maybe for you, your size not kill it, but you definitely see a hit on it. There's people who just they don't respect people who do that.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is annoying, but
like I see people do follower only when like maybe like they're getting a little backlash for something or there's something controversial going on, you know. But sub only comes off as like, oh, you want me to spend money to come chat? Like you must be hurting for money or you're just greedy, you know. It just gives off a weird vibe. And I know you're not like that, but I wouldn't want people to perceive you that way.
Yeah, it's understandable. I definitely thought about doing it some nights when chat gets like abysmal, right? Because a lot of people in chat too, they see you give someone a reaction, right? Like I'll be like, man, why would you say that? Like it's so stupid. Like it's just a dumb thing to say. And like 10 other people will say it because they want that stream shout out, right? And it's like it's such a weird way to like go about like wanting to get your favorite streamer's attention or something like that, you know?
Yeah, and like I don't know, what do you think? What do you think is gonna happen with Twitch and YouTube? You think there's gonna be a shift and like YouTube might take over with streaming? Because I think the only thing Twitch really has going for it right now is the community.
Yep. YouTube makes it awful to find streams.
But all I gotta do is change that.
Yeah, they gotta update. I don't know why it's taking them so long though, right? Like it's been years. And streaming on there feels awful, looks awful, like it's hard to find. Like I don't know, man.
Have you read into the stuff that Twitch is working on?
Mm-mm.
They're working on 4K streaming, which is expensive. They're working on kind of like, it's almost like a social credit system, bro. Where like, you know, if you get reported for, I don't know, bullying somebody in chat or like some, you know, I don't know, anything, you just get reported as a streamer. This is what scares me, because you see TikTok the same way. You get reported a lot, they're gonna be like, oh, this guy might not be safe for advertisement, so we're gonna give him a B rating instead of an A. Then he doesn't get the good ads. He doesn't make as much money from ads. So I think they're trying to get better ads. You know, they're trying to come up with a way to like promise advertisers, hey, like your ads will do well here, you know, and this is a safe streamer to do it with.
That might be bad, or it might work out for the better, depending on how it's like it might get you more ads since you're not reported a bunch, you know?
Yeah, I'm just curious. And like the DMCA thing, man, like YouTube's figuring that out slowly but surely. Yeah. And Twitch hasn't made like any. Dude, they DMCA strike themselves the other day. You see that?
Yeah,
like,
that's insane.
Who the hell is who's monitoring this stuff?
Yeah,
like
it's like I'm scrolling through. I'm on Twitter right now. I'm just looking, and there's clips from some girls were doing streams last night. So many girls on Twitch are doing like going to the extreme. They're pushing it to the mile to see how far they can get sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's clips of girls doing yoga streams, right? Where they're doing yoga poses, they're just showing their butt, and they're like, they would do ASMR streams. So they get like a silicone ear and just like lick it over and over again. Like,
yeah. No, I see it all the time.
You know what you're doing.
There was a guy who got banned because there was a stream where the two chicks had like the fake ears for the mics and they were like licking them and stuff, and he like green screened himself in between and was like, "Oh yeah, right there," and he got banned for it.
Weird.
Because he was making it sexual.
Yeah, even though the intent is there to make it sexual already. You know, they know what they're doing. There got to be something in TOS to change it up a little bit. I don't know.
Oh, they'll just make a new category: ear licking.
Yeah, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised.
And then the gambling is getting bad. People are starting to talk about that. Slots.
Slots are rough.
Because of the loophole, bro. And then not only that, like, people think that, you know, XQC is just throwing his own money up, but he's getting paid millions of dollars to do it. He's never losing money doing it.
He's actually showed that he hasn't, though, to be honest. Like, I'm not sure if he...
Okay, maybe not XQC, but Aiden Ross, he, like, leaked it by accident, like him negotiating. Because his Discord popped up, and he was like, 1.4 million is not enough. I was like, Jesus, bro. 1.4 million? Just a gamble?
Yeah.
I'll take $10.
Yeah. There's definitely, like... I don't know. It's sometimes it's gray, sometimes it's like, you know.
Yeah, I'm scared to even try it. You know what I mean? Because it's with crypto. But
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it eventually, just for the fuck of it. But it's not something I'm gonna like get super hard into. Like, you know. And I think there has to be some form of transparency with your viewers, also. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely have to be like, look, I want to start this by saying, like, I'm not being paid to do this. You know, don't gamble with your own money. Like, don't be like, oh, I'm gonna, because dude, I'm not gonna lie, I watched XQC for like a couple hours. Next thing you know, I had a slot game on my phone. Not even real money, but I was just like, my real father, he was gambling away like a year's salary. Like, he had a problem. So I'm definitely wired to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't.
I mean, I've talked to a couple betting companies to want to do some sponsored streams, but it's like going about doing it, you have to do it. I think there's a right and a wrong way to do it to a degree. I think slots too are just like pure RNG, you know? I don't know. I guess all gambling's RNG, but there's definitely some moral gray in there, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird how like it's Twitch just goes through phases, you know. It was hot tubs, now it's slots, and who knows what's next.
Yeah.
Ear licking. Jordy's gonna be licking ear mics.
I don't know about all that, man.
What would you do if your girlfriend was like, I think I want to try doing ASMR?
She would never. She doesn't. She's not a.
No,
she thinks it's wild. But
saying theoretically, if she did that.
Theoretically,
yeah, like she had the mic ready and everything. She's like, I think I'm gonna try this tonight. Like she didn't even mention it.
I don't know about all that. I don't know. That'd have to be a conversation for sure. That'd be concerning a little
bit. Yo.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
You don't even lick my ears like that.
Oh, God. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. But Twitch is wild.
Yeah. Have you gotten any copyright strikes yet or anything?
On Twitch, no.
I reached out to one artist. You probably don't know him. He's a synthwave artist. But I was like, "Hey, your music's sick. Can I share it with my viewers?" And he's like, "Yeah." And if they copyright claim you, tell them to lick a fart or suck a fart or something. I don't know. I was like, "Okay, I guess that's a go for it."
Yeah, the DMCA stuff kind of scares me a little bit, but
at the same time, though, like I don't get it because I see people, they're just playing music all the time, no issue. I don't get it. Like not even big streamers. I don't like. How do you know like what is a really risky song to play and not? Like Michael Jackson's probably a no go. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
I try to avoid playing music. I'll play some Nintendo music and that's it.
Bro, I saw you getting pissed at one time. Like, bro, this is I can't listen to this stream beats. You're like, there's a couple good ones, but there's this dubstep one where like I'll like skip it, but I'm like, bro, I need to be like removing them from the playlist, and I never do. So when they come up, I'm like, bro, what is this song?
Yep, it's hard finding good music to stream with.
What do you think about him? Have you been following his like Senpai Records stuff?
Hiroseller?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's a smart guy. I think he's a genius, to be honest. Like he's really smart with everything he does, and his channel, like his YouTube channel, is really really informative too. 100%, it gives you.
If I'm being honest, though, I think he kind of like I don't know. He's been kind of slacking on the type of content he used to do. Like I don't go to his channel as much.
Yeah, I think he's definitely stretching his time thin.
Yeah, but I
think he's building a studio right now too. That could be it. Like,
yeah, but I mean, like he posted a video that said like, now it's not about the money. What now? And I didn't even watch it because I was like, oh, he's probably talking about how like he's not doing it for the money anymore because he makes tons of money with the stream beats. So like, you know, where does he want to go with this content? Basically, is what I assume he's gonna go towards. You know, with that video. But
I think his content was so good. I don't think you need to change it at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he always wanted to be a musician, so I think that's what's driving him. You know, it's like me with the film stuff. Like that's what I really always wanted to do. So if I had an opportunity, I would take it.
Yeah.
Which is also, you were talking about like everything going away overnight or something. That's why I feel like I got to act on it because it could, and then you know I might lose opportunities because of that.
Yeah, you definitely got to jump on stuff 100%. I feel like with like you and acting though, if you were to pursue acting, that'd be like almost like a separate entity, right? But if he starts like uploading like music videos and stuff like that on his main channel, how is it like? I mean, there has to be a way. Like he'd have to make a separate channel for it.
He did. He's got a separate channel for it.
Okay, that's
so,
smart then.
And like he moved over to YouTube, so he's got his own separate YouTube channel just for streaming. I think that was smart.
Yeah.
But
it's hard to get people to, yeah.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
It's hard to get people to care like about like your other content, you know, when you blow up for one thing or.
Yeah, I mean that's why I've always like, it was definitely slower growing for me, and like I had to post a lot more. But it is nice that like anything I post now, like I could be personal about it, something I care about, you know. But it's definitely a slower way of doing it, you know, instead of just doing what works, you know. Because like I know like my TV show reviews, I know there's like a small part of my community who wants more of those, you know. So I know that little community will grow. But like the skits, people loved that. I mean, I think that's how I first interacted with you. You said you saw one, you like pulled one up on stream.
Yeah.
But like
they were hilarious.
As much as I love them, they're hard to do, man. Like, it's hard to come up with ideas that I haven't done before, and I don't want to repeat stuff, you know? They just got too complex.
That's the thing, like, too, with the whole, like, Sonic thing where I'm getting yelled at. I've, like, it's coming up on a full year since I've done, I think it's September, actually, maybe, the 1 year anniversary. I've only done 3 of them, right? So, like, you know,
I would have thought you did more.
Of those specific kinds where, like, my girlfriend or mom is yelling at me, and, you know, those ones. I've only done 3 of those, and I didn't want to ever milk them. So I've done Sonic and other stuff, but never, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. I had something else to say. Losing my train of thought. I think I'm getting tired, to be honest.
I still got to stream.
You are streaming tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna play though.
I can let you go then, man. It's almost 10
All right.
here. So it's like 1 over there, right?
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
4 minutes too.
I don't know how you stream so late.
I got fucked up sleeps because I got to pee really bad too, so that's perfect timing.
Yeah, I did too. But great talk, man. We'll definitely have to do this again. Like I said, this was episode 50, so thanks for making it special.
Hey, no problem at all. I had a ton of fun. We'll bang one out soon too. Like another time. We'll get Zeusy in here. Maybe P-Boy Gaming.
I could just imagine him. Stop it, Jordy. It's not funny.
Yeah. Yeah. He's getting so mad. I love Spidey. Oh man.
He's younger too, isn't he? Like, how old is he?
He's like 2 years younger than me, I think.
Oh, okay. Because I'm 25. Are you?
25.
Oh, okay. So we are the same age. I look like I'm in high school, but at least that's what people say.
That's a good thing, though.
That's what I say.
You're gonna age well.
I'm like, but when I'm 40, I'm gonna look like I'm 20. So.
Exactly.
Yeah. But good talking to you, man. It's cool to finally talk to you.
Yeah. No, it definitely was. I'm sorry. Sorry it took so long.
Nah, you're good, man. But yeah. Till next time.
All right. How do we end the podcast?
I usually it's always the most awkward part. Just trying to end it.
All right.
So
end it right. And end it right now. Right now.
Peace.